Muffin Top. Tuesday chat, everybody. The end of year chat. How are you all doing? This is awesome. Some plans got switched around this evening, which is fine. I mean, I had forgotten the day and we got busy and doing some other stuff. But this is just going to be a Muffin Top end of the year chat, guys. I want to bounce some scenarios. I sent some links out to some home dogs. We'll see how that goes. But check out this new song Muffin Top made.
Faith in the sunrise and sunset skies, family ties that never compromise. With tools in hand and steel that shines, we'll hold the fort through troubled times. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need. With trust and open hearts, and these strongholds we play our parts. Firearms for the peace we keep, while standing guard and feeling deep. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need. All trust and open hearts, in these strongholds we play our parts. Firearms for the peace we keep, while standing guard and feeling deep. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need.
Not too bad for Muffin Top messing around with that, right? What's up, Mac? All right. Cool. We do have Duke Liberty. Ooh. Which was the intended chat for this evening. I didn't know if it was going to work out.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Mac? Happy New Year's Eve, my man.
Yeah, Happy New Year. I just
What
got
the
out of the shower.
hell Dino said, what did I show up to? That was a song that I made for the channel, Dino. Out of the
It
shower.
sounded all right.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Something a little different. Trying it out. Got the old Muffin minigame chat going here. Let's see. I sent this. Oh, here we go. Dude, baby.
You've been following any of this stuff about this polar vortex supposed to come in next week?
Yeah. A little bit. I kind of did a little video today about people getting like their vehicle and their home kind of prepped up for it, and their gas and all that squared away, and the blankets, hand warmers, firewood, things like that. Just basic stuff. If you live somewhere, that gets cold, you probably haven't figured out. But if you're in one of these areas, kind of like when Texas had that ice storm, you're probably not, it's not a normal checklist for you. So maybe you get that kind of stuff topped off now. So what's up, dude?
I was looking this afternoon.
Yeah, we hear you, man.
Cool. Good to see you.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever messed with Rumble Studio before, but I like it because it's free.
Nice.
Howdy.
What's up, Bean Dog? Send some links out. Yeah, what do you think, Missouri?
Word outside.
Missouri Maccabeus.
Well, I was looking at my weather app this afternoon, and it's not showing anything that extreme for next week.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they do this on all the big storms. They're like, oh, model projections say we're going to have the biggest ice storm of the century. And then it gets to the day we get the snow, and it's like, oh, it's like 8 inches. Like, yeah, it's a bad day of snow, but like it's not It's not the big one, right? I think they do that to sell milk and bread sandwiches.
Well,
do
it's
you think,
supposed to be down in the single digits and like down around 0 next weekend. But like the stuff I've been seeing has been negative 40 below 0 wind chill.
Yeah.
And
I
for it
heard
to be negative 40 wind chill at 6 degrees out, wind would have to be blowing pretty damn hard.
right. Well, that's normal stuff over here. I mean, we see minus 20 pretty regular for the wintertime. So, and we've quite honestly had a mild winter so far here in Nebraska. So that's nothing too crazy. What do you think, Duke? Do you do anything crazy extra for winter? I mean, you're in Michigan.
Yeah, it's top off the vehicles. I mean, you shouldn't be parking your vehicle with less than 3/4 of a tank ever. Extra fuel sources, extra blankets in the back of your vehicle in case you get stuck. Don't leave your house without your phone charged. Those are the basics. But you lose power, you need to have an alternate power source. That's the biggest thing. It's you act tough until you're not, and you know you can. Maybe it's one thing for you or I, but if you've got a family, you got to start thinking of little ones and your wife and things like that. And that's a whole different story of staying warm and keeping them happy and warm. So I think even from a side of just living normal life, you got to have that stuff prepared. I mean, keeping extra food on hand, but that's basic. But I would look at the car prep as needing to be like one of the strongest ones during these times, because you're going to need to think about blankets and things. What happens if you get stuck? What happens if you get in a snowdrift or something? You need to stay in your car for even a short period of time. Those blankets can really put you in a whole different group. I mean, I'm talking about big, huge, warm blankets, not just some piddly thing. Wrapping yourself up in a blanket and having some sort of tarp or something can be the vast difference between being okay and setting up nice. So I always say that, and then maybe some extra salt or sand in the back of your vehicle. Those are always good things, but having good solid prep, having some, I keep a bag of those hand warmers because you put those in your armpits or your crotch
Keep the core warm.
Yeah, so there you go. Keep your core up. That's a big thing.
Yep. I like the rechargeable hand warmers that are also double as a battery pack. Those are good. And then the Zippo makes one that runs on lighter fluid, and I've been using that for years. And that I just stick that in like my coat pocket, like where I put my phone in my chest. That keeps your whole core warm. I have a blanket for everybody in the vehicle. I have an extra coat for everybody in the vehicle. Water, like granola bars. I do the cheap kitty litter, help you get out. I keep tow straps in all the cars and a jump pack for the battery. Heat in the fuel. If you're going to be outside, like you might have a garage at home or whatever, but when you go park at work, it might get cold. And then do like a bottle of spray to hit like the windshield to de-ice everything. Top that off. Top off your windshield wiper fluid. A lot of people forget about that. Change it to the winterized stuff, not the summer stuff. So, all good things. Keep a shovel in your car. You know, don't be stupid. If you don't know how to drive in it, don't go out in it. It's just that simple. You know, if it's not normal for your area, I understand that. Old Man Butt Wrinkles is not a fan of the intro song. He said he won't sub to a channel that has an intro over 50 seconds. What about when people do the 30-second intro thing, Old Man Butt Wrinkles? Come on now.
What was the intro song?
Oh, here, I'll play it again. Yeah, I made this with AI.
Get your store right now.
I thought it was wholesome.
Faith in the sunrise and sunset skies, family ties that never compromise. With tools in hand and steel that shines, we'll hold the fort through troubled times. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need.
I didn't think that was that bad. It goes a little bit longer, but
It should be
All
less
right.
modern and more Johnny Cash. I would
Yeah.
appreciate it. But I liked the lyrics, and it's
Yeah.
cool that you have a song. I just play Art Bell in the background and hope that I don't get in trouble with playing Art Bell's intro and talking over it. So, and I play
It's
it on my
super
phone.
easy to make it.
Well, that's pretty cool, and you should be proud of it because it's cool, my man.
Thanks.
But yeah, you had a good Christmas.
Had a good Christmas. Yourself?
It was very nice, man.
Good, man.
Not bad at all.
I know it's kind of hard to get, caught up with everybody during the holiday season, especially with kids. Like I'd rather stay upstairs and play with the kid,
Mm-hmm.
We got a train set, and now it may be taking over the guest room may become a train set room / Lego room. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
A family member just said we can have their 3 totes of train sets to get it out of their spare room. And I'm like, you know what? That might be cool. So we got 1 train set up. The boy seems to be digging it. And I was super into Thomas Train when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
We'll
We
see.
did the phase of Thomas, and now we're into Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got him started on Pokemon because I like some Pokemon. So
Yeah, it's changed a lot since 1997.
What
Yeah.
scale of trains do you have? Are they HO or O?
whatever the Thomas the Train set tracks come in. And then because his cousin got him, and now he's into the Harry Potter. He has the Harry Potter train set, so that's like what he got for Christmas this year. He's big into trains. He's 7, and my son's 3. So we buy a lot of the stuff from there. Their hand-me-downs and stuff like that, and his clothes. It just goes in a rotation. So it's cool to have older cousins.
Yeah.
But what's up, Lawfully? Fiend Dog, what'd you? I didn't get anything crazy for Christmas. I got 10 new pairs of Duluth buck naked underwear because I'm down a size, and I'm really gonna try and get down another size this year. Is my goal. I want to cut 50 pounds this year. That put me at 250. So that's the goal. That's the weight loss goal. That's the journey. I'm down. I got 2 more pairs of jeans on Christmas on sale that are going to be the next size lower. And then I got 2 pair in the size that I'm in now. I went down a size. I actually went down 2 sizes from last year. So I did pretty good last year. I cut just under 100 pounds from last year.
Nice.
So that's the goal. I got an Archon scope, 4x16 by 50. It's a lit reticule. Because I quite frankly missed a deer this year because I had him in the scope and I forgot to look at the crosshairs. I was just looking at the deer and I shot past it. So shame on me. I didn't do nothing. There wasn't any really good deals, anything crazy. I got some ammo, just normal stuff. Did you get a blaster, Duke?
No, I went the whole Warhammer route and have enjoyed my plastic and metal miniatures and painting those in my break. And I got some ammo, but no blaster. I'm saving up for that. I've got a few things on the side I'm looking for, but I've just been buying ammo. And that's probably better off for me at this point. Ammo and magazines as far as gun stuff. I've got everything gun covered, so
Right.
Trying to be more disciplined and enjoy my other hobbies. So
Yeah, that's good.
It's a balance. So yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, man.
Fiend Dog, what'd you do? We'll run it through the panel. What did you get yourself for Christmas or whatever for prepping?
I got that wood burning stove for a hot tent.
Oh yeah.
Got some of
Chance
those.
to run that yet?
I have not run it yet. I also came down with COVID from the holidays.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I've been laying on the couch every day since Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Well, and you got your union layoff, so I mean maybe that was decent time for your health.
Yeah, right. I'm hoping to feel better by this Saturday because it's opening day for Permit Shotgun here in Zone 51 in New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do late season muffin top. Of course, as is tradition, I bought a black powder tag, so I didn't get anything with my black powder. So
I got a new hunting chair for the blind.
Ooh.
So I just got a couple little things like that. It was a good Christmas, quiet.
It's good. What's up, Hutch? I sent you a link, my dude. I was gonna lawfully arm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
With what?
Well, what'd you get for your Christmas prep? What did Santa bring you?
I got some more Darn Tough wool socks and a couple of books I wanted.
Hell yeah.
I bought myself some more mags, a little bit of ammo.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. What's up, Teresa B? Mac, did you get yourself anything crazy cool for this holiday season?
I did. I got me a badass sewing machine for sewing gear and leather and shit.
Hell yeah, Mac. That's what
I
I'm
got
talking
two.
about.
I put 2 shorts up on my channel. I recommend everybody buy one. There you can buy them anywhere from like 90, the low 90s up to $120, depending on who you're buying from on Amazon. Some of them are aluminum, some of them are iron. I've opted for the iron one.
Mhm.
But it's just a basic AK-47 design sewing machine. Very little can go wrong with it. It's pretty badass. And Granddad, he come out to check the timing and stuff on it. He's been into sewing for like 50 years. And he's got a real nice one that's like $3,000, $4,000 sewing machine.
Holy crap.
And he said he actually liked this one better because the throat's deeper and it sews better. And
Wow.
and it's all hand crank and it cranks over real easy. Check out my shorts and you ought to go check out some of the reviews on them.
Yeah, I will, man. That's awesome. My grandma, she's like our sewer for the group, right? And she does a lot of my jeans. She collects foot pedal sewing machines, like the old
Uh-huh.
school ones, and
I've got
she can run them. That's something that nobody thinks about and shit hits the fan is being able to darn socks and patch jeans and stuff. That's going to be huge, man, because you can't just go buy it again.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know about anybody in the panel. I can't make jeans. You know what I mean? I love wearing jeans. They're awesome for the garden and everything. I wear jeans all the time, but yeah, that's
this
a prep
thing's
that's
so
tough
heavy
one.
duty. This thing's so heavy duty, it'll sew through like leather, like 1/8 inch thick leather. And I use corrugated plastic for like making retention holsters for knives. And I made one and tried sewing a piece of canvas to it. It was it's kind of like a boat sail canvas.
Mhm.
It's pretty heavy duty. Hell, sewed right through all that, no problem.
Hell yeah.
And I've got one of the old treadle sewing machines, a Singer.
Hell yeah. Well, so this was supposed to be a Duke and Muffin Top chat, and then I usually have a couple people in, so that's cool. I like to keep it at about 4 people, but you know this is right about perfect. So when I have somebody on the channel, Duke, I don't know if you've seen when I have somebody on the channel. Duke actually was one of the first people that let me talk on his channel and everything like that, and our schedules haven't been linking up very good, which sucks because I love doing scenario chats. So since Duke's here, I want to do scenario chats, and I want to take maybe a couple polls from the audience here and see maybe some things. But I want to know if they block Trump and we have the first ever presidential election that does not come to pass, per se, any which way, whether the Orange Man takes a round or legally they don't allow him to take office and they install somebody. How do you think your 2025 prepping season is gonna take fold?
It's not going to change mine or in general.
In general, like if they do that, the 20th, no Trump. How's your 2025 look? What's your focus? What are you doing?
If that happens, it would be mostly preparing economically. I think that if that was to happen, you've got to look at it in a couple different tiers. The first tier is that no one's going to revolt. The thought of anyone revolting or doing anything is so suppressed due to the lull of progression and technology and people's ability to feed themselves. That hasn't changed, and so like there's plenty of bread and circus right now, to where most people are so comfortable that there's no reason to really go out and do anything. Anybody who tells you anything different, a majority of the people, there are a select few of us, a very small percentage that are willing to do something, or to be like, um, not a, that would take a stand. But the mass majority of people would just sit at home because they're fed, and they have Facebook, and they have TikTok, and they have their phones, and they have social media, and that's enough circus for them, and they are all fed. So when people are,
power and heating and
Mhm.
air.
Yeah, and people are
Mhm.
fed, and people are taken care of. So there's really, it sounds cool and it sounds poetic to be assertive and revolt, but that's really not going to happen. If something was like that to happen, I'd look more to be prepared on some economic standpoint, because I think there'd be a downturn in the economy just because of the lack of what would happen would be the lack of trust in the government or trust in the dollar. Trump is good for the country and good for us because people believe that he will turn the economy in the right direction, and he will promote growth and strength and progression in the sense of the dollar, and the destruction of the brick coin, or the brick dollar, or however you want it, the brick economy in a sense. So those are the things I would be concerned about, is the economy and things like that. So I would look to be maybe some gold, maybe some not really hard cash. I would try to liquidate that and some other assets, just because I think that would be more valuable, in precious metals. I just find those to be like, that's a long term prep, but it's still a good prep to have in the meantime. Um, and then I would go for like staples, with like basic food, basic medicine would be my big things. But I think that's pretty far reached. I don't know. I think that we're going to be just fine.
I hope so.
I hope so, and I think that they've done what they could do, and they've seen that they've lost, and now they're going to go back to the drawing board. They may be crushed. The serpent may be under the heel for right now in a drastic way, because they really, even if I'm on that side of the game, right? So put yourself in their shoes. Did you really think she was a good choice? No. If I'm on that side, are you serious? That idiot? Like, I said, like, dude, Biden had a way better chance than she did. And I'm not even some great political analyst, but I'm telling you, he had a way better chance than she
Right.
ever did. Even despite the first showing in the um in the debate, that could have been dealt with. Uh, and they could have just kept pumping him with medicine and kept him, quiet and out of the limelight. And just the fact that it was her versus Trump, man, he destroyed her. Whoever thought that she was a good idea, uh, I mean, like, should have their head examined, because even if I'm a staunch Democrat, there's no way I'm picking her.
I think they maybe wanted the DEI hire wave to come through and be the first,
Yeah,
non-white female president, and there just wasn't the numbers for it. I mean,
yeah,
people are
and that
hurting economically.
it just is it shows their inability to comprehend reality, because the reality is we need a leader. The reality is we need somebody who's capable, and whether you like him or not, he's a good leader and he's capable. And I understand his qualms, which are fine. I'm not going to defend. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but man, he can really get a room, and man, he can really, you know, put pressure on other countries and put pressure on things to get done correctly. So, I mean, and you really thought that she was the one? Come on. I mean, you could come up with like what they should have done if they. I mean, but he was. I mean, there's 100 other people they could have run that would have done better than her.
Right.
And they really made a mistake with the RFK thing. But anyways, the pro prepping aspect is it.
I'm
Doesn't
very
change.
glad we have RFK in our cabinet. I
Yeah.
like that guy a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I
just
think he could have won.
RFK could have done great things had they brought him into the fold, because there ain't no way that a Kennedy ain't winning just on name alone.
Mhm.
A Kennedy versus Trump, Kennedy would have won, because a lot of people would have gone over to his side, and if they could have just said, "Okay, Kennedy, like, we want you, but we got to like work on these few little things that we're kind of concerned about," and I think it's fine. But who knows?
I agree.
in general. But I think that that's the the largest concern that I have is that we got to get through the next 19 days here, and I don't know what that's going to look like. But I think it'll be fine. I think there's no reason to be overtly worried. But my largest concern is the openly discussed ability of there being a probability of there being about 1,000 unit sleeper cell within the United States ready to engage at any moment with like 50 to 100 separate attacks.
Right.
That's
But hold on to that one because I want to come back to that on the next scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, but I want to hold on to that. Fiend Dog, what do you think? Orange Man doesn't get in some way or the other. We're going to run this one down the panel.
I believe he'll get in.
In this scenario, he doesn't. How does your 2025 change for your prepping?
Oof. I'm going to be really stocking up on food and water, I tell you that.
Good. So, those are your weaknesses. Those are good things to focus on, whether, he comes in or not. What's up, Missouri Survival? Missouri Survival actually made my new logo, guys. If you haven't checked that out, shoot him a thumbs up. He's a super.
That is a nice logo. That's cool.
I like it a lot, actually.
He's using the robots.
Yeah, AI. It's really hard to trick the AI for a logo. I spent about 4 hours trying to get like a muffin, kind of like this dude in the background now, but like a cartoon dude. It is not easy to get that on AI. So yeah, actually, Missouri made this background that we have up right now, the muffin in the like apocalyptic gas station. So he's pretty good at this stuff. He's a cool dude. You should sub to him. Let me know if you want a link, Missouri. So you're doing food and water, Fiend Dog, not relocation. You wouldn't attempt to relocate. You're kind of in the city, right?
No, I'm not in the city, but New Jersey is a one giant peninsula, so I'm gonna have to cross through water and cities to get out.
What's your bug out plan? Look for that. You got like an airboat somewhere or something?
There's a yacht club right behind my house there full of sailboats.
Gotcha. So you're going to commandeer. You're going to become a captain.
That's right.
Okay, fair enough. I don't want to get too OPSEC-y into it, so.
But no, I would
Don't
try
dox
to.
yourself.
Right.
I would
There's only
try
so many
to
yacht clubs.
try to get to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
If I could.
That's your bug out. That's like your main squeeze bug out location.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
But like I said, I think he'll make it in office, but I think they're going to tank the economy on him and ruin it. Make us poorer than poor.
I very much think that. I want to catch up on the chat here. We got Pilgrim, we got Sideshow Bob, we got Camo Carl. What's up, everybody? And I seen Rip Curl Readiness. What's up, my dude? Thanks for hopping in here. All right, Lawfully. Orange Man doesn't get in. What's your 2025 look like?
Busy. Work will pick up.
A lot for you.
I'll be honest. I mean, he's a figurehead. He's a symbol, but I'm not, like a guy can't just cast aside his daily obligations to his community and his family.
Right.
To go march for some false prophet martyr.
Right. It's all hypothetical, however you want to take it.
I'm explaining it literally that in your hypothetical scenario, if they whack him, I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't change my immediate life. I don't want anyone to. I want him to be president, but I'm saying, like, they'll just install whoever else.
Okay. All right. Good. Are you good on that? That's your closing statement there, Lawfully?
Sure.
Okay. Mac, what do you think?
Well, it's probably not going to change my life a whole lot either way. I would hope that if they pull some lawfare shit to keep him from getting in there, uh, some of the states would go ahead and start getting that succession movement started. I mean, there's already been rumblings here and there about it over the years, and I would hope that some of the better states would just decide, fuck you, we're going to go do our own thing. Trump can be our president over here or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be my hope.
Right.
But I think the assessment's closer that they're going to tank the economy, and he'll get in there anyway.
Your prep, if that goes down, then keep on keeping on, or
Yeah,
you got
it's just another day for me till it's not.
Job now. You're the seamstress. You're the sewing guy. You're the repairman now. You got a SHTF job that's going to make it.
Yeah, amongst my many other things, it was just something I've always wanted to add to the outpost here, and I actually looked at getting into it back in 2006 and didn't follow through with it. But most of it, anything that happens isn't really going to change my life drastically. You know, I don't think.
Okay. All right.
It might change for the whole country. You know, which is going to change life some. But I mean, I hate to even start guessing what that's going to be or anything. I mean, Kamala isn't the one they're putting in, and that just blows my mind. I swore all year long that she was going to be the next president just because of the way things have been going.
Yeah,
I hate to.
She would have.
Yeah, and I hate to guess and prognosticate on what I think's going to happen because it probably won't. So,
right.
Just be prepared for whatever it is. Live life normal, and it's just another day till it's not.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I'm going to go my answer here. I think that if they pull the rug out from under him any which way possible, I think that a couple things are going to happen, and they've been introduced to this stage in like a game of Clue, right? Lawfully Loves the Arkham Razor thing. They're going to use the aliens, which is going to basically be restricting our rights. It's going to be like the Patriot Act on crack, and it's going to have so much stuff in it that's not good for us for the future, and things coming down the pipe that we don't even know about yet. It's going to be very, very bad for our rights. They've introduced the new bird cough, and that is already affecting poultry and egg prices because they already have kill-offs going. They already have kill-offs for egg laying and meat production birds. So I don't know if you've seen it. Eggs are already jumping. The scare on that's going to increase, you know, everything that runs eggs, baked produce, things like that. It's going to be another economic hit on top of what we already have. If they drop Trump, the economy is going in the shitter. Like, it's toast. I could very well see the dollar faltering to the point where BRICS could possibly take over. But yeah, we will all still have to go to our jobs. We're not going to be able to go run and gun and do that. And even if you were going to attempt to do that, who do you trust to watch your family while you're gone? That's your job. Your job is to protect you and yours. So, you know, don't need January 6 numbers any which way possible. Your stuff's still going to go on. So the only thing you can do to prep for that would be to precious metals and things that can actually, and you could, you know, make a living if super Mad Max world economy happens, we become a second world nation here in the U.S., right? So you could become a sewing guy, or if you get you a solar charger, you could charge people's batteries, phones like that, you know. Some sort of backup power in your house. I've been looking at expanding my solar setup so that way I can run more of my house for free so I don't have to pay for that, right? If things get hyperinflated, taking out parts of your bills that you can, and maybe selling some extra stuff. I just sold my PS3 and my PS4 today. They were just sitting there. I'll use that money somewhere else. I'd rather pay off some debt or something like that. You know what I mean? I think ammo is a good investment because not just necessarily for defense, but I'm going to increase hunting to help offset food costs. So you need to look at that. You need to look at different caliber. You need to look at 12 gauge if you're a bird hunter. You need to look at if you hunt squirrels, stuff like that, rabbits. 22's cheap now, might not be a bad investment. So that's a different type of precious metal to stack. I stack silver because I'm too poor to stack gold, Duke. You must be loaded. Just kidding. Silver, it's a nice steady stack. If you can go get it once a paycheck or once a month, go get a coin. I like 1 ounce rounds. I think silver, weight's weight. I don't think that minted coins are going to be as valuable as just weight for silver. That's my hot take on it. That's how I've been stacking silver, is just rounds, just for weight. And then I do junk silver. So that's stuff that you can go through all your pocket change and that doesn't cost you anything, you know. I think the big thing would be medical right now with them talking about the H5N1. Pilgrim just said he got a Jace case. That's awesome, man. I think that's something super sick that everybody should have. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. One thing I am stacking up on medically, and I'm about to pull the trigger, Jay at the Prepared Citizen, I just got my 2, battle belts decked out the exact same. I cut weight out of one, so I actually had to go down a size this year on the other, which was cool. I can still run it. I kind of have like a jerry-rigged Y harness that I took off my Marines taps because I put an H harness on that mod for a mod. And I just use paracord on it on the other one, and it just takes a little weight off my hips. So I'm just getting my gear situated how I want it, that I have. I'm not going out and buying a whole bunch of crap. I'm trying to offset costs different ways. And financial prep is very wise, I think. Yeah, that was good. That's a good little think tank on that one. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might look into getting some of the 1 gram pieces of silver.
Yeah.
And gold.
Yeah, easier to barter that way. Yeah, I think that's the little. They have that gold card that comes in like little grams or whatever ounces. That's like 25 pieces or 50 pieces. That's pretty smart. But I've been stacking the Slishmans, and I need to probably get some more. That is a super easy tourniquet to carry on everybody. It works for kids and dogs. You can fit it in your back pocket. You can fit it in an ankle deal. It's way more indiscreet than carrying an actual tourniquet. Pilgrim likes the silver bow.
What's the average prices on those Jace cases anyway?
I think they're like, what are they, 300 muffins?
So I think that's a really good item to stack.
Right. And you can get stuff, you can get it set for you. You can actually get some diabetic medicine in there. You can get different, you can choose your antibiotics and things like that.
Yeah, because I can't take penicillin. I'm allergic to it.
Yeah, so you obviously wouldn't have that in your Jace case. So you could swap it out for something else. Like I get ear infections all the time. I know amoxicillin works great for me. I would increase my amoxicillin on my Jace case.
So I would have to get zithromycin or something.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, chat. Let's see if we can get a question in here.
With stacking the silver and gold, do you think precious gems will be worth anything?
Okay, so I'll answer this if you're good with me answering it.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is my theory on that. So the apocalypse can get broken up into three sections or 3 timelines, right? So you got three areas. You got SHTF, that's where the shit hits the fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's where everything's going crazy. That's where like things are kind of still okay, but things are going bad. People are starting to get kind of crazy, but like there's a semblance of like, I'm still going to help my fellow man. I'm still going to be there. You're not just outright killing people, or people aren't just outright being killed, but things are starting to get bad. It's, parachutes are dropping, people are falling over from mass sickness. I don't know whatever zombies are there. The second phase is hell. That's where people are eating each other. That's where like the SHTF lasts for like a month or 2. The hell lasts for a long time. That's where like it's Mad Max. That's where there's no one coming to save you. That's where there's large groups of marauders going around and taking food and raping and pillaging. And and that's where the gold is still not worth anything. Gold might be kind of worth in the beginning, but in the hell, which is the long term, which could be to 2 to 5 years, right? Where it's just, oh my gosh, what is going on? It's mass chaos, Mad Max. The third phase, it's the what comes after. That's where the gold comes in, because historically there's been SHTF many times throughout history, different parts of the world, but it comes back together someday, and the gold has always meant something. So it's a long-term prep, and it's going to matter sometime, but it's in the what comes after. So that's where I would say it's going to be a valuable asset if you can hang on to it from now until then.
Right.
That's my thought. There you go.
No, I agree with that. It is to preserve wealth through tough times. It shouldn't be the first prep anybody goes for. I think the first prep, if you have a couple blasters, your next prep is food and water purification, because water's hard to carry. So water purification makes more sense, right? How many gallons you can purify. But that was good. That was a good one. I want to go back on Duke's topic, since he started it with the terrorist thing. And I think that those attacks are 100% happening this year. And
Even during
go ahead.
even during the hell portion of that, the 2 to 5 years, there's going to be segments of society that will be rebuilding or maintaining some level of a society.
Yep.
And those are places where the gold and silver may or may not be valuable during that time.
That's a good point. Good point.
Yeah, kind of like Civil War, where they had a couple towns that were doing good, but they had dudes on buildings in Overwatch keeping some sort of normality. There will be small town, like I think smaller towns and townships and things like that, small cities, under 1,500 people, will be like that, because the community will come together and protect everybody inside of it to preserve that.
It's like Jericho when they went to that town
Yeah.
to trade. What's that town called? The town
Bartertown?
No,
Oh.
the movie, in the show Jericho, they went to that other town. What was it called? Newbern.
Newbern.
They went to Newbern. The sheriff had instilled like a militia-like mentality, and like you didn't go in there with weapons. They really screened people. If you went in there and started trouble, they would rough you up and throw you out of town or kill you. But if you showed up there with some gold coins, you could probably walk out with something, right? Because it held value, even trade. So that's a good point. I just think like long term. But there you go.
Now, do you think the belief of God and the Bible will survive the shit hits the fan scenario?
It will strengthen tenfold. Religion always strengthens in big change events, and especially in your luxuries change. People always go back to religion.
And there will be new versions of Christianity, new cults that rise up, with some wicked twist to it or something. There'll be some bad shit going on.
Yep. Kind of like in the book, 1 Second After, where they had that cannibalistic crew. The guy said before the power went out, Jesus told him he's the new reincarnated version of whatever, and he had a blind following, because people get scared and they latch on to, if you have a good gift for gab and you can keep up the charade, you will have a blind following. So there will be good leaders and there will be bad leaders.
No, I was just curious if you think they'll purposely go through and try to burn all the Bibles and all that, like in that movie, The Book of Eli.
That's a good question. Depends on how many bad actors from a different religion are here, which we have
Depends
quite a
what
few
faction's
people.
running that section of land, that
Right.
territory.
Right. Count Trumpula. The Muffins minigame is what I use for giveaway chats. We gamble with them. They're free currency in the chat. You do I Hunt or I Bake Off, and you get muffins for participating in the chat. So we
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. Thank you, Lawfully, for all the people that aren't young. So you do exclamation point hunt. That's how you get enough muffins. I think you need 25 or 50 to gamble in a Bake Off. I think we changed the odds a little bit. Anyway, that was good. Now, I don't know if you caught like the Sean Ryan show or anything with the terrorist thing. Getting back to that. They trained 10,000 or was 10,000 people for the Syria thing, and out of that they cherry picked what they were going to send to the U.S. So they didn't have to do 2 training things. So these guys, they did the concert attack, right? So they already have some experience there. So they have a few of those probably mixed in. They have their handlers already here because they've been getting items and things they need, just like the book, The Day of Wrath. That plan's been around in the books for 20 years. Okay, so we know that stuff's had groundwork laid. They finally have a leader that wants to see this stuff taken in his lifetime. He wants these plans done, unlike his father, who just wanted it done sometime. This boy wants to see things happen before he's dead. So, and he has a lot of radical people behind him. To have what he has now and to grow as quickly as he has is a little bit concerning, right? So they basically got to cherry pick the battle ridden guys, and quite frankly, their training facilities are they probably train better than most of us, honestly. So just because you're like, oh man, I have your Golden 5 firearms and they're in the safe and blah blah blah. Okay, have you put 500 rounds down any gun yet this year? Well, in January, most people don't. Just be real. I'm not. I have yet to shoot a round since I started just saving my rounds. I've just been doing dry fire practice. That's not going to do me any good. You know what I mean? So things like that. They have. I think it's going to be 5 groups of 10 per state. It's a lot of dudes. It's a lot of dudes with just your EDC. It's a lot of dudes with, local sheriff, but any law enforcement, any active, otherwise veterans. That's a lot of dudes if they're working and coordinated together. Just AKs and a radio in their ear, so they can talk to each other.
Well, and let's be honest, it's been quite some time since there's had to be open engagement of individuals. Run through the top most recent 10 active shooter situations. How do active shooters start? Well, they start by going to a gun-free zone or a relatively rich target environment where there's no one there armed. They engage those unarmed targets quite easily, and then it stops when one thing happens. Someone shows up with a gun, or the threat is met with some sort of force. And when they're met with some sort of force, like it's the percentage is like 94% of the time, the event immediately ends because one of 3 things happens. Either they're shot by an armed citizen, they're shot by a law enforcement or security member, or they get into a shootout with them, and then they just drop their gun and give up. So, like, those are the 3 scenarios. What hasn't happened is multiple armed assailants who are committed to the death and who will move to many locations. And that's what would happen in this scenario for me. That's what the terrifying thing is what happens if there's 10 of them? What if there's 2 10-man teams in the state, and they're both engaging at the same time, and it's happening in all 50 states? There's going to be mass panic unlike ever before, because even on 9/11, as scary as if you're, I mean, most of us remember it, it was scary, and I remember being real nervous about, like, where are all these? Are there other planes? Is there more stuff that's going to happen? But
Right.
like, if it was going on all day, and they did it like every hour, they did it all at the same time, can you imagine the mass panic of everyone trying to get home? And then, like, just the fact that it's going on, people are going to grab their guns and be real crazy trigger happy. There's going to be incidents of negligent discharges. There's going to be accidents of, like, a package man showing up on somebody's door to deliver something who doesn't know what's going on, who's got earbuds in. Like, and somebody doing something on accident. Like, there's going to be some crazy stuff if that's going on. And I'm talking about national emergency. I'm talking about them telling you to stay home, lock your doors, get a gun, stand at your door. Like, that's how it's going to be, because there's no way that the law enforcement, they're going to call the military up, and it's going to be mass chaos.
I
because
agree.
ain't nobody gonna know what's going on if these guys know what they're doing, even like halfway played Call of Duty. So there you go, man. I'm telling you, that would be devastating. Talking about some October 10th stuff or 9th stuff, whatever you want to talk about. So
Yeah.
that's my concern.
In the U.S. and quite frankly, we're soft because those people
Oh, yeah.
are battle hardened compared to how we are. You know, we're such a spoiled society to be generations removed from that.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like, if they do it in Michigan, I mean, a lot of people walking around with guns. So hopefully that stuff gets ended and there's ability to defend themselves. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I hear these guys that want to carry air weights with 6 rounds and no speed reloader, no extra ammo. I'm like, really? That's your choice when I mean, it's a low possibility, but it's there. Um, the the possibility of you maybe carrying an AR in your trunk of your car, I do it.
Mhm.
I do it because it's gonna be reasonable because I'm not gonna be sitting there with a Glock 19 and I'm in the area where that's going on and I'm just like, oh man, I mean, like I'm not gonna, I don't know. Your response is your responsibility. Um,
Right.
but I'm not going to be in a situation where I'm not going to have an AR.
I definitely don't want to be engaging just even, let alone 4 dudes with a long rifle with a pistol. Like
Yeah,
that's a losing fight. You
yeah,
leave. Your duty is to retreat at that point. But say the target rich environment is your kid's school, your kid's daycare, you're going for your kid. And
or
it's
it's your
whatever kit you have.
yeah, and it's your town and you're
Right.
there. Like I don't know, maybe I mean you better have some
Right.
identifying markers because you're going to look like everybody else. So
Uh-huh.
so that's another thing.
Which Slishmans are a pretty decent identifying marker, but you have to be able to have somebody to relay that information to
And do you
because
think
they're
the phone
orange.
lines are going to be tied
No,
up? Like there, dude, it's
they're
going to
down.
be. There's nothing.
Yep. An alternate source of communication in effect now would be good if you have radios. Maybe you get a community watch going, or you talk to your city for like an emergency response plan, and maybe you set up a repeater and get a few people trained on that network. Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Hmm.
Those Baofangs are pretty cheap too right now.
I'd rather have 100 people with a Baofang, and if 80 of them work, you got 80 people who can communicate. Better than nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah, be careful not to get whacked by another good guy. That's true. 100%.
That's gonna happen left
That's
and right.
yeah. That's what I'd be worried about because if like I show up and you're running around in your full kit, like how do I know who you are? And like that's a dangerous thing, dude. Like that's why I tell people you're in a mall and something pops off, you running around with your gun out is not a good idea.
Right.
And that's a hard question, man. Because a part of me says like it is not your job. It is your job to get out with your family and take care of them. And it is real cowboy to think you're gonna run in like it's Die Hard and you're gonna go get the terrorists. But the other part of me
Yep.
says like, dude, there's innocent people being killed. You're really gonna like, not take care of them. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting my wife and kids out of there in the car, and then I'm gonna see them drive in the opposite direction. And
Right.
like, I don't know. Maybe you got to decide that on your own, but I don't advocate for it because
That's why I think
that's
the
not
AR
healthy.
pistol is such a good equalizer because if you had just a zip up jacket or zip up hoodie, you can, gray man it to a degree. Yeah, the one dude might have seen you shoot it and stash it, but you can still not look like that bad guy. I think that's a handy thing. PCCs have their place for that, which is I carry Kel-Tec 50K for that because I don't mind if that walks off because it's cheap enough. But
And that's exactly why you're not allowed to have backpacks in public here in New Jersey anymore.
you're in a communist state. That doesn't count.
And I'm all for responding, but nowadays, if you're responding to a shooting like that, the cops liable to show up and shoot you.
That's
my concern.
Yeah, that's my concern, and I don't. And like, in retrospect, like, it's very rough. I would.
Yeah. Dino has a good point. Introducing the armor. Your CCW with soft armor, get home, and then you kit up. Also an option. Armor is so cost effective now, and you can get soft rifle rated plates. I don't see that as a bad prep at this day and age.
I'm not wholly opposed to stashing something better than a conventional handgun in your vehicle where allowed. Stored responsibly, of course. But man, I'm going to be the contrarian again, Muffin Top. Like, look at it. What you just advised or suggested to people, look at that through the lens of a security guard. Like, if you were posted up, hold this building, and you saw a dude like waddling around with an AR pistol zipped up in his hoodie and shit, you'd smoke that guy. You know it.
If he crossed my line, yeah. Like I said, when we had those responses for those facilities doing the security deal, we had a do not cross this line. And
He would at
law
least-
enforcement's going to have it. Everybody's going to have their do not cross line. And I understand that.
I just, for all the potential good that gunning up could do in that scenario, you stand to do more harm to yourself potentially. So,
It's
I
an
mean-
opinion. I mean, we got a couple dudes throwing an AR under their back seat or in their trunk, and we got dudes donning armor. There's no one right way to do it.
I got
It's
nothing
whatever
to
works for you.
lose.
Go for
I
it.
got nothing to lose. It's just me and an old dog, so I would be one that would respond.
Okay.
But
And
I was
there's
just-
people like that, which is good.
I was just stating that nowadays you have to really be careful. Even security guards, they see you that you can get shot pretty easy if you're trying to do the right thing.
And not all security guards are as well trained as what you may wish either.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was in that sector for a while in my life, and I'm out of it. Quite frankly, the insurance is terrible. And it's
I've
just,
seen Armed and
I did-
Dangerous. I know how they are.
yeah, yeah. I'm not saying they're bad. I think they have their place, and where they do good is a gray area that cops can't operate in. And when they work together in conjunction for the right reasons, it's bliss. Now, when you get Paul Blart, you're probably fucked because that guy don't have a blaster. They don't carry pepper spray. There's just those contracts, observe and report contracts, and they're just not, in my opinion, worth a damn. But I am going to go up to Old Man Buttwrinkle's comment here. Duke timed out or had to leave or something. But that will be the third question, Old Man Buttwrinkles. I like that. That's going to go dive into the SHTF downfall further. And that's very hypothetical for all of us, which is fun. I like those. I'm not trying to not pay attention to the chat, guys, when we get into these critical things. This is the conversations I love having. So don't think I'm ignoring you. Ripco Readiness found on his recent trip to the ER. They tapped me for an IV, but they didn't hang a bag unless I was in dire need of fluids. There's a shortage on medical. I have family that works in the medical department. I'm getting the same information. IV bags, saline bags, basic bandaging, cleaning supplies. They have a shortage on the masks and gloves again because they're getting ready to fire up for all that. They've increased their hospital readiness for this type of thing. I'll let you know. They've seen a large influx in supply for that type of stuff, kind of like they did for COVID again, guys. So probably be kind of ready for that.
That's how I think the economy is going to collapse, is over this stupid flu going around.
I hope not. But we made it through one. But let's stick back on that topic. Fiend Dog, what do you think if that scenario was to unfold? What is your response? What do you think?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
With the terrorist attack and multi-state simultaneous.
That would be some scary stuff right there. Hopefully it happens while I'm laid off right now. So I can be home,
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, you would have to do your best just to get home and protect your family.
Right.
I think they could do
What
it.
happens, no communication. Do you have a plan? Because you don't have a child in the mix right now, correct?
No.
It's just you and your old lady?
Yes.
Whatever she is to you, girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever. I mean, are you separated? Do you guys have plans to meet up for something like that? Me and my
Yeah.
wife have plans. We meet where the kid's at. I have a longer jog to get there, but Muffin Top will get there. And I said, stay here. You have your equipment on you for this. Don't let him kick you out of the building. Go here. This is where you're holding up in this building. We have
It
that
would-
figured out.
Yeah, it'd be either to meet up back here at home or at the in-laws' house,
Okay.
where
That's good.
there's basic supplies and self-defense items.
Are you increasing your carry for anything, even if it be pepper spray, armor, switching to a possible long gun for this currently? Don't dox yourself.
Yeah, I would definitely carry pepper spray, all that other stuff. But where I live here, the risk is not worth the reward to carry a long gun on you.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
No, your area differs. That's kind of why I like those Radiant Flux braces that I've really wanted one for a long time, but I figured if I was going to bust that out, I'd rather have a longer barrel at that point. Or like those Fluxes, I think those are decent just to get extra points of contact on. But that's not the end all be all either. At the end of the day, it's still a pistol.
So basically, here you're stuck with pepper spray and a knife on you, basically.
So you're definitely not engaging because you don't even have an EDC sidearm at that point.
Exactly.
You are 100% retreat. Now, can you do soft armor in your location or no?
No.
Wow, that's messed up.
No Kevlar. We could have plates though, but no Kevlar. Go figure. The rules are stupid, right?
I don't want to carry a plate around all day.
Exactly, right? But how the hell are they going to know if you got soft armor on you anyway?
Search you.
Unless you're getting searched.
When they scrape you up off the pavement full of rifle bullets.
Hopefully not. Daniel, if you get a Flux, you start making ceiling fan videos though. That's funny. I like that. Count Trumpula, that's way up there. Why did that get stuck?
But no, we have an old saying over here: no one likes a cowboy, so you just retreat and get back safe to your family.
Okay. KP, good to see you, bro.
And then reassess the situation.
I heard if you can carry in any location if you're not a bitch, though. Daniel said.
That is true.
Some rules are made to be broke. Yeah, and you have to do your risk assessment for you and yours, and what you feel is going to work for you and your family, your situation. State laws vary, your city laws vary, and quite frankly, what laws you're willing to negotiate with vary.
And never
I understand the caution of lawfully armed 100%.
And never admit that your knife is on you for self-defense, because that's now a concealed deadly weapon.
Well, not here. I can carry.
That's in all 50 states. That would be considered a concealed deadly weapon if you tell the police officer it's for self-defense.
Yeah.
Legally,
mine's for boxes. It's for one for boxes and one for bad guys.
Exactly. You tell them you're opening boxes with it.
That's good. I think we got everybody here. We lost Duke, so that's unfortunate. If we could have Lawfully, can you drop Duke's channel in the thing, or Teresa B, if you could drop Duke's channel in. See, I was gonna do like the Duke Liberty chat, like I do a typical Tuesday chat, but I didn't quite know if we were gonna get on. And then like 2 minutes before I clicked it, Duke's like, "Yo, are we doing this?" I was like, "I just changed all my stuff over," so it's all good. I like Duke Liberty. Mac, I don't know if you've ever enjoyed Duke's company. He's a really knowledgeable dude. He's a veteran, and he's pretty smart on this kind of stuff. I really like picking his brain for scenarios like this.
No, I've never heard of his channel.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He
I'll
helped me
check
get
him-
started on YouTube. So
I'll check him out.
yeah, he's a good dude.
It's a shame his state's slowly becoming like New Jersey.
Yeah, he has a lot of Muslim community over there, which is very, very unfortunate for him.
What was the whole name of his channel?
Duke Liberty.
Duke
Let me
Liberty.
see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll drop his channel in my Discord, and then somebody can hopefully throw it in the chat here. But yeah, he's a good dude.
Can you send it to my email? I don't have Discord.
Yeah, I got you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's definitely Muffin Top approved. I like Duke. We used to do scenario chats a lot. Our schedules have not been lining up very well. But all right, let's scroll back up to Old Man Buttwrinkle's comment here. Just a second here. Let me copy this and put this on the Discord. Uh-oh, your link's broken lawfully. I'm sorry. And then I'll email this to Mac. Somebody else can talk about something for a second if they would like. Paste. There you go, Mac. I emailed that to you.
All right. Appreciate it.
He's a good dude. I like Duke. Every state that legalizes weed goes to shit. Yeah, that's probably true. We're about to find out in Nebraska that passed. Duke's a friend of ours. Duke is a friend of ours. He got started underneath the Never Enough Ammo tree, like E Honda and Duke and myself. E Honda gave me my first start, and then Duke helped me out on chats and stuff too. So that's where we started from. I very rarely get a hop in Never Enough Ammo's chats because they're on nights that I put my boy to bed, and then they're usually about wrapped up, or I pass out before I can attempt to hop in. That's just how life goes, man. You know. I don't know if E Honda's doing a chat tonight. Can anybody know about that? It is
Yeah,
New Year's Eve. He has
No
work.
Honda.
Okay.
He's working till 1 o'clock or something.
Gotcha. That's what I thought he said something about. He had a deal to do, which I don't blame him. You know, it's soak up that cash. You know.
That comment that you were reading about
Yeah.
every
I wanna
state
go back
that
to-
passes marijuana goes to shit.
Yeah.
Well, I will impose my moral 2 cents that I think while there's good to be had from that, it mostly is lotus eaters. But what happens is the state, you can't simultaneously have freedom and a state-run welfare system. If you have a welfare state and freedom, then you get a bunch of lazy people.
I 100% agree with that. Unfortunately, let's take this off. See if I can pin this comment. Oh crap! I have to scroll back up to it. God damn it.
All of a sudden, everybody's got a disability.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm looking at it, quite frankly, for pain control myself. Pin.
It's my emotional support lizard.
No, I am currently not taking any pain medication. I'm trying not to take even Tylenol or ibuprofen. I'm just trying to be a big boy and get over it.
That's the way it should be.
It sucks. It sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Drink beer.
No, I'm trying not to drink. I'm trying to cut weight, man. I'm trying to be healthy for myself. I'm trying to make my body as healthy as possible. So medication's out.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, but that's something I'm doing for me. You know, it's not for everybody.
I just had about
something.
6 new pot dispensaries open up within 25 minutes of where I live.
Right. Yeah. See, the issue is, Sassy, is this: using the medical weed is deny arms in the state. That's my problem. Is I need to see where the legislation lands, because at the moment, if you're high in Nebraska, it counts as being intoxicated, and they can take your firearm for that, even if you are prescribed for pain. which is I could have already had the weed card for that before this for pain, because technically I could be on 100% disability right now. I declined it and I decided to be a man and go work. That's
If you
just me.
get a
It's not for everybody.
if you get a medical marijuana card, by federal law, you have to give up all your firearms because you will be a felon.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You would be a felon anyways. You would just be a 2-time felon for the simultaneous possession,
Exactly.
and you would not legally be able to procure one in future.
Yeah, I'd rather be in pain and still carry my blaster than to not. But let's run this one through the room, because Calhoun seemed to be the only one who took on the challenge, which I appreciate, Calhoun. Not many discuss what might and / could happen. I think that's if we were on the serious decline, but not shit hits the fan yet. The beginning of the first Mad Max. So he's talking, Duke's hell period, I believe, if I'm reading between the lines right on that. And if it gets better or goes into real shit hits the fan, what do you do? So we'll take this one of two ways. We're in like the first 2 weeks of hell. It's whatever the event happened, we're in hell. Nobody's going to work. You're kind of just hanging on to whatever you have. You're in your second week of supplies. What are you doing? Where are you at? And we're going to go with an upswing if it gets better, and we're going to go with it's getting worse. Let's end with the upswing on it getting better and what you're doing for you and yours. Let's start with the downswing, so that way we end on a positive for this. Well, who wants to take that one first?
I would be living right here in the community where I live, and probably a whole lot hasn't changed. And I'm not saying that like is what I mean is I already lived the life where it takes a lot of firewood to process my life between cooking and heating and bathing and everything. It's a lot of firewood. And 2 weeks into that, most everybody else is going to be just now starting to go through the emotional mental meltdown of they haven't washed their nasty ass or coochie in the last 2 weeks type thing. So it's not going to affect my life a whole lot other than maybe the security aspect.
Oh, Calhoun said that's not what he meant. Some are still going to work, but it's really bad to the point where some perps might get used to, and are hard. Oh, preps. Okay. All right. Well, we'll tone that back a little bit then. He said, have you seen the first Mad Max? Yeah. We're just starting and they're doing all the crazy car shit. And they just leave the dude there. Okay.
And I don't think we're really that far off from that stage of the scenario. Aren't a lot of crazy shit going on every day in this country.
Okay. Let's just say we're 2 weeks into shit hits the fan and your preps are starting. You're using up shit that's not getting replaced. You can't go to Walmart and stuff anymore. We'll go with that scenario. Now, Mac is on the opposite end where a lot of people are in the chat, where he's living on his compound and he's removed himself from a lot of modern luxuries and things like that. Like he said, he runs wood for everything. I don't know if you guys have checked out Mac's channel, but go check out Mac's channel, because the guy is set up to live through this pretty much, like not changing his lifestyle at all as is, which is super cool. Yeah, security would be a concern. All right. I guess I'll take it from there and give Lawfully and Fiend Dog some more time to think about that. The discussion. Oh yeah, no. I think if we're in that little 2 week period before we decide whether or not it's going to go or not, I think that everybody who worked during COVID and that deal is still going to be working because they were the jobs needed. So for me and my family, my wife, we're working. So for what we do, we were still running. Both of our jobs were in demand. So I would say that my son's not currently in daycare at this point. My son will be with other family slash mag members, and they will be pretty much. Well, probably if we were at that point and it was a couple weeks in, I probably would have moved all of my supplies from this house to that location, bug out location 1 for me. And I think we would have a larger amount of people there. I think we'd probably have X amount of families all conjoined to this area, and that would increase security for the area, and everybody's kids and elderly and whatever would be taken care of. Think like tactical Amish. That's pretty much how we're set up. So I think that would be how it is. Hutch, you want a link, my dude? I emailed you one. I can email it to you again. I don't have a link. Oh, I will email you one. Somebody take it from there. But for me, I would, if that was the case and I was still working, I would have armor and a long gun in and a battle belt with me, and the wife would be briefed up on what she's doing, and I would be dropping her off and picking her up, and I would have a security personnel with her from the mag.
Being that when COVID hit, I was considered essential personnel, so I would probably still be going to work.
Right.
So my wife, who works from home, would be at our other bug out area that's local with family while I go to work, and I would absolutely bring my long gun with me.
I forgot to send it to you, Hutch. It was sitting here on send. I'm sorry.
I would bring some plates and long guns with me to work in that scenario and not trust a single soul while debating every day whether or not to bug out to out of state.
Luffy Arm, you got kicked. You need another link back in, buddy?
But I definitely would not leave my wife home alone while I go to work, though, in that situation.
Okay. Would you still be at your apartment or whatever, or would you be at your theoretical location?
We would not be at our house in that situation. We'll be at the local bug out area, which would be another family member's.
Okay.
So at least they're armed and protected.
Okay.
Where it's not her by herself,
Right. If that were to take place, are you going to at least have your EDC piece, your pistol under your seat or on you or whatever?
Yeah, I would have it on me because I wouldn't care at that point. Okay. To be honest with you.
So we're armed and working. I would have a blaster on me regardless of what I was doing.
And I would have one of my ARs right next to me in the truck.
Okay. Hypothetical in Minecraft, of course. That's a good topic. That's a good topic right there. Now, as far as your resources going away, you busted into
that.
You busted into maybe your freeze dried stuff. You say theoretically you were a normie that. Oh, hey, Red Dawn's here. What's up, Red? You've gone through some of your supplies that you can't replace at this point either whilst working. That does.
That's when you
can't be replaced. Your clock is ticking.
That's when you remember all the conversations you had with the local people in your area.
Yeah, that's why you should have trade routes in place now.
Yep,
exactly.
Yeah. What's up, Red? Yeah, I know a guy. He's really trying to get like his home chicken flock like that's his job. Like that and quail. He's really trying to do that. He's doing a lot of the canning for quail eggs and stuff. He makes a shitload of money on flipping quail eggs at farmers markets.
Quail eggs are so delicious.
They are.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's up, my dude? I don't know if you've been able to catch any of that whilst putting the youngsters to bed. I understand that.
Yeah,
I
caught the beginning of it. What's up, brother Maccabeus? How you doing, man? Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you know what I just thought?
What's up?
All right. You got kids, right, Muffin Top?
Yeah, I have a kid, yes. That's the only one I can afford.
How old roughly is your kid?
3.
Okay. Dude, when your kid is 78 years old, it's going to be the year 2100.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crossed my mind today. I was like, wow, we're a quarter of the way to 2100.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah, but it's still just one generation into like a whole 100 years, you know?
Yeah, that is cool.
It's crazy.
So we were catching up on we're in the scenario right now where we're maybe 2-3 weeks in, shit hits the fan, whatever that may be. They're still basically, I put it at like the essential workers that were working during COVID are probably working. And I was one of those, and Fiend Dog was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically saying we're doing our jobs, but we're packing our EDC pistol. Obviously, my kid ain't going to daycare right now, and he's at Bug Out Location 1 with family and Mag, and we're Tactical Amish because that's Bug Out Location 1 for me.
You should always work with your pistol. I mean, today I was digging ditches, like uncovering a septic tank and all the pipes coming from it. And I did that with an appendix carry, Glock 45, extra 19 round mag.
I live in a communist state up here in New Jersey.
Oh, well,
yeah,
hurry
he's
up.
fucked.
Get in your car tonight and just start driving out of it. Put your house for rent, call a realtor, get the hell out of New Jersey. Somebody said the other night, they said they're so communist, they don't even let you touch your own gasoline and put it in your car.
That's the greatest thing ever, dude, because that's so stupid. Why the hell do you want to pump your own gas, bro, when it's 10 degrees outside, freezing your ass off?
Been doing it every day of my life since I was 14, baby.
Yeah,
it's the greatest thing.
You're a free, independent.
And when it's 1,000 degrees outside, I don't have to get out of my air conditioning. It's the greatest thing ever.
You're too luxurious over there.
Yeah, that sounds quite spoiled.
And it does not lower the price of gasoline either by pumping your own.
Yo, so I heard that this snow front, cold, whatever they're calling it, the ice crystal storm or whatever they're calling it.
The polar vortex.
Yeah. What's up, Hutch?
Polar vortex.
Yeah.
I heard that Missouri might be -30.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. The infrastructure, you're a plumbing guy, you know some stuff. Their frost line's probably not made for that. It's going to freeze a lot of gas lines there.
Bro,
it's going to snow in Florida probably too.
They're saying it's going to be 19 degrees where I'm at.
Shit, I'll be like -30. I got wood for the fireplace back behind me. I'm good to go, baby.
Are you in the Panhandle or are you by Tampa?
Like in between those two.
Gotcha.
Dead center, Florida.
Dead center.
Shit. Man, I cannot believe we was probably within 5-10 minutes of each other when I was in Florida. That sucks so bad, dude.
Yeah, bro, you were so close to me.
I didn't even think about it. I was just enjoying my time with the family,
Yeah, you missed out, Muffin Top. It's all good.
I'm sorry. I did miss out. That sucks.
Brother Hutch, what's going on, man? You have to demute yourself. I figured that out. When you come in here, they mute you, and you have to unmute yourself before you can.
What up?
What up, Hutch?
What's up, Hutch?
It's going to take a minute to get used to this not being on the screen thingy.
Yeah. This is Rumble Studio, and it's 100% free, and I simulcast to Rumble and YouTube. And I enjoy it. You can also do a whole bunch of other shit, too. If I fuck with my ex, you can do that, too, and shit, but I don't know how to do that yet. Yeah. This is what I like to use. I'm not super cool and get super chats on YouTube. I can get them on Rumble. I've gotten a few, which I appreciate, but not needed. Yeah.
What
so
are we talking about, fellas?
Have you? Okay, so we're in the hypothetical. We're doing scenario based thought process.
Bro, if shit hits the fan while it's -30 out, ain't nobody going nowhere.
Hell no, I'm sitting next to my little buddy heater with a 20-pound fucking propane tank on that bitch.
Bro, fucking resupply will be hard as fuck in wet. You can't even go outside and some shit like that.
Oh yeah, you can. We've hit -30 here with wind chill, and you just go outside for about 10-minute increments, and you just don't touch anything with your bare skin that's metal, otherwise it'll freeze to it.
I've been out in -47 degrees with the wind chill up in the mountains, snowboarding in it.
But the wind chill itself is negative 47, or the temperature itself is negative 47? Because there's a grand.
That was the wind chill, negative 47. Actual temperature was negative 27.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you went temperature negative 47, that means your wind chill's like negative 60.
Oof, brutal.
It would technically
Depends how
it would
fast
only
the wind's
affect
blowing.
people culturally, as far as you figure how many people live in Siberia, how many Inuits and shit like that who, you know what I mean, live up in Alaska. There's a lot of people who live with that cold. It would just be more culturally effective.
Mhm.
A
Yeah, you
lot of
just
people
gotta-
would be able to survive it. It would just fucking suck.
Well,
You
if
gotta
this
just
gets
make
down to the
sure-
point where it's like 20 in Florida, like people aren't ready for that. The infrastructure's not ready for that.
No.
Any part of your face that's going to be exposed, you got to make sure you put Vaseline on it so you don't get frostbite.
Yeah,
See, I
pretty
say
much
that-
you just don't go out.
Yeah, admitting that like cold is what makes me a bitch. Like if they caught me and wanted to know secrets, put me in a freezer for 30 minutes. I'm telling everything. I fucking hate the cold, but it is survivable. It just fucking sucks.
Oh, my butt wrinkles, they're talking Missouri's looking at that temp right now.
Yeah, they're talking about sometime this coming up week. We're looking at 1 as the overnight.
That happens a lot. Look, see, in Nebraska,
Yeah.
I'm used to that. That happens in Nebraska.
That happens here in Jersey too, man.
See that happens here in Missouri probably a good 2 weeks out of the year. We're in single digits all the way down to negative.
Right.
I think the worst we've ever had was like -8. And honestly, it's really not that bad because once you've been in single digits for a couple of days, you really don't give 2 fucks about that extra minus. You know what I mean?
Right.
It all kind of feels the same at a certain point.
Just got to make sure you have your alpaca wool socks on, long johns, your bibs, and a good pair of gloves.
I tell you what, man, I'm really loving. I got a battery-powered Milwaukee coat, and I love that thing. And Muffin Top's moving some snow for some extra side casts, and I got a couple buddies, and we're going to be out in it clearing driveways for old people and a church and a couple other things. So
I've been eyeballing one of those electric coats to see if it's worth it. Is it worth it? The money?
10,000%. The only problem is I'm so invested in DeWalt batteries. I wish I could have got a DeWalt one, but they never go on sale because they don't make enough. So I got a Milwaukee one. My buddy R, I got 5 of them, and I hooked some people up that are going to be helping me move snow. And I got them for
That sounds fucking legit.
They are legit. They run the little 20 volt impact and like the vertical Sawzall batteries. That's why I got 2 of those for mine. And we went to Christmas deal at the zoo with the boy, and I had unzipped my jacket, and he was like crawled into my jacket while I was holding him, and it was keeping him warm. It was cold out, so he was enjoying it too.
I'm a
But
big fan of
they're worth
electric
every penny.
socks.
What
Yeah,
up,
they-
Rip Curl?
Yeah, Rip Curl, what's up? But, so the scenario is we're about 2 to 3 weeks in. Shit hits the fan. There's still some people working. I just put it at everybody who is working, and COVID's probably still working. Everybody who said they're working, who worked last time's packing. And you're starting to dig into your preps that can't be replenished. How's that scenario looking for you guys? Who wants to? Red and Hutch, you can fight for whoever takes that one.
How many weeks are we in?
We're about 2-3 weeks in. Shit hit the fan is gradually increasing. There's still some people working, basically critical infrastructure, hospital.
Oh, I'm on the move. I'm fucking heading out to my bug out spot. I don't give a fuck about bills, any of that shit. I let it all go to shit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm on the move. I'm headed to the woods where I have a spot, a house, family, distant family, but we've already talked about shit. Taking everything I can with me. And hopefully, if that happens, I'm already in my spot in the woods, and then I'm stacking up more. 2-3 weeks should be bad, though. I mean,
2-3 weeks and shit hits the fan.
what kind of shit hits the fan is it?
We didn't say. I
Well, you
said
figure
like
if it's still essential workers, you figure it would just be like a run of the mill martial law type of situation.
sure.
to where
Like we had the passes for
the-
military checkpoints to actually go to work.
But I mean, look at Ukraine in like a full scale war, and they still got fucking people working all kinds of jobs. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
they could literally pop on the TV and say that all these different gangs are taking over cities, and you'd still have to go to work for the majority of it. You know?
Yeah.
Right. See, that's what's weird about it, because America's so fucking big. If we did have a war go on in California, it's not going to affect anybody in North Carolina. I mean, for the most part, the day to day, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because the distance is so fucking vast.
I think some logistics as far as shipping and things like that, and especially
Yeah.
California being a big food producer, that would be the bigger problem. But we could get by. I
Right.
agree with that. But in this hypothetical, play along.
Well, see, my situation is unique, kind of like Max is, to where hopefully I'm in a situation to where I wouldn't even know until I just didn't hear from anybody for a couple days. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to get to the point to where even if the big flash in the mushroom cloud goes off, my daily life don't change. You know, that's the goal anyway. Because as of right now,
That's the goal
Are
for
you
everybody.
at least checking like let's say internet's down and TVs are not working? I'm pretty sure everybody's at least cranking on a radio, AM, FM, scanning some stations.
well, it depends too, because it depends on the time of the year. Like if we already know that this stuff's going on, you know, well, if we're already in it, then I mean, I guess we know that we're in it. Then I'm pretty much where I'm at. I'm not going anywhere. I'm defensive positions all day long.
Right.
Mhm.
But do you have anybody joining you that's not in those locations?
The only people that would ever come to this location would be literally my fellas off of YouTube. The
Okay.
people I've invited to the harvest parties and shit like that. Other than that, no. That's why I moved so far away, because I don't fuck with anybody in real life because they're not worth fucking with.
I feel that more and more every day. I basically said, just as a quick synopsis, my bug out location one's activated. We have who's going to be there, and they're watching all the kids and elderly people, and we're just basically tactical Amish. And I'm good enough to go to work. My wife and me were both essential employees, so she's strapped, and I probably have a mag member for like basically a guard for her, and that's non-negotiable if they want her to keep going to work. And then I'm strapped with my normal get home bag and soft armor. It's good enough for Muffin Top.
Well, see, I guess that plays in too, because my old lady works at a gas station, so technically she would be essential worker because she was last time during the fucking lockdown. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Grocery stores, banks, freaking gas stations, that you need that shit to make everything else go around, man.
That gives us isolation and access at the same time, so that's kind of a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm rocking my pistol belt like 24/7 unless I'm at work, and I'm gonna keep my rifle with me. In the area I'm in, it's just so high populated that, you know, if people are fucked up and they need shit, and I'm cruising, it's like you gotta make a presence known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if there's still travel for essential workers, then that doesn't mean that it's an active war zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the stipulations were not put. Maybe it's martial law.
I mean, there's just so many levels, right? Like you could have that situation, and then you could also have like where things aren't being shipped the same way, interstate commerce, and then everything would be so high that you may have essential workers, but everything's either super low stock or really expensive.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
the moment
quite
you start,
frankly, you got to have truckers, otherwise you don't have shit anywhere. So, I mean,
See, I can see America moving to a voucher system in another fucking Dust Bowl Great Depression type situation, almost like WIC or TANF. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Everybody just gets a stipend. You get this many eggs, you get this much milk, you get this much bread. Go the fuck on till next month.
But how could you do that without the digital ID? Because you can just go to multiple stores in a day. Like when they were doing the shit where it's like you can only get 2 whatever during COVID, it was like okay, and then you go down the street to another store, you can get 2 more. Then if
it was to that level, it would have to be set up on a government basis to where this, depending on how many grocery stores are in the area, they'd have to separate it. Okay, if your last name starts with this, the same way they would do food stamps or cash assistance. You got this is the date that you go if your last name starts with A. This is the day you go if it's B, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Same
That
kind
would
of
have
thing.
to be like martial law. They'd have military checkpoints for that to confirm that. They'd have some sort of thing in place for that, like ration card type deal.
They'd
Right.
have to. They'd have to literally, and I think the country's too large overall for them to do that everywhere, for sure. Unless
But we've
they had
seen
a
it with
digital
just simple
ID.
hurricanes. They don't have enough people to feed in one fucking state.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, supply shortages would be the biggest issue, but that's probably the fucked up thing is that it's going to be the most retarded shit that's going to be the shortage. You know what I mean? Because people are going to be too uppity or too privileged or too comfortable, whatever it may be, to go for the knockoff brands and shit like that. That's what fucked me up over the last lockdown. The things that I did see people rush on were the name brand foods along, we didn't see the toilet paper shortages, kinda, sorta, but you know what I mean? Everybody was going for the name brand shit, like everybody was allergic to the cheap shit. And I'm like, well, that's kind of backwards fucking logic. You know what I mean?
I
live
want as
on-
much
I
as I
live
can
on the
get for
cheap
my
shit.
dollar. Yeah, that's all muffin top stacks, man. And
Well,
Lawfully said it in the chat earlier, which is super depressing, is since 2021, our dollar has decreased by 20% in spending power, which blows dick.
Right.
That's true, Rip Curl. I do think that. I think that's how they roll out the digital dollar and the,
Yep.
social credit scores and stuff like that.
That's
Um,
why I think having a gig that you can do, like Max getting his sewing up and going. If you have like a solar generator, you can charge people's phones if they have some sort of like digital app to do that. Bro, you can do some trading with that,
Oh yeah.
Cottage industry.
Mac.
Yeah,
How are you, buddy?
Max here.
Yeah, cottage industries. That's something that people ought to really be exploring. Things they can do right out of their garage or
Mhm.
their
Carpentry.
back porch.
Yep.
Yep.
Co-ops. Co-ops
Yeah,
are
man.
the future, y'all. Just saying.
They
Yeah,
are.
man.
Bro.
I tell you what, man. Something you're gonna want is a dude who can do plumbing and some basic HVAC and electrical work and shit like that, and like a roofer on your team, man. A construction guy.
I am a certified plumber's apprentice. I just never went official because I didn't want to be anybody's bitch for 2 years. And it turns out that a useless skill to learn while you're incarcerated is a profession where people don't let you in your fucking house if you're a felon. So,
Oh man, what are you talking about? All the places I've ever worked, we have a ton of fucking felons in the trades, bro. Come to Nebraska, we love you.
I tried my damnedest in Kansas City. I was running around everywhere. They're like, nope, sorry.
Oh fuck, dude, you want to make money in Nebraska where I'm at right now? Our plumbers are backed up 4 fucking years. Plumbing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a plumber. You know how many motherfucking electricians we got? Out the ass in electricians to where you can't get paid shit. HVAC techs.
The liability
Right in the
alone.
middle.
I mean, I always go back to it. We got a fucked up culture here in America. So think of the liability. Why would you want to go to a strange, like kind of being a cop? Why would you want to do that job when you're just going to get accused of shit? Potentially is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I tell you
so
what, I'd take a welder in a heartbeat too. Hell yeah, Pilgrim called it. Carpenters and welders.
that's what my son's doing is welding right now, and he's getting ready to go through the little 18-month school to do it all.
Yeah,
He
that's
wants
what
to be an
that's what I did
underwater
for HVAC, man. That's paid my bills that's put a lot of food in my family's bellies.
Yeah, he's got his eyeballs on a $67 an hour job. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, that's king shit, boy. $20 around here is king shit. I was like, you better get that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
king shit.
That's a good.
It's like,
this is
shit,
a
by
good
the time you're
scenario.
30, you can have everything paid off and have fuck you money.
Well,
Fuck
let's
you money is the best thing in the world.
yeah. Let's hit this up. Let's let Mac, if you're cool with it, let's let Red Dawn and Hutch hit the first 2 questions.
All right.
What do you do? What's your 2025 look like prepping wise? If for some reason either Orange Man Trump gets smacked, whacked, they don't let him in legally, whatever, they pull some shenanigans, somebody else is installed. What's your 2025 look like prepping wise?
Shit, I'm moving next to Hutch. No, I'm
Pretty
just,
much.
I might actually.
Close enough to call you a neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm still relocating no matter what. The goal for me is get out of debt as much as possible and lower my bills to the point where I don't need to make a lot of money to survive. Prepping wise, that's going to be my focus for a little while. I got a good amount of storage I've stocked up for a little while. Some stuff might be getting a little old, but it's still all edible, at least for another couple of years. And so for me, it's more financial preparedness that, let's say we went into some shit and I didn't have an essential job, or even the essential job I had was on some fuck shit. I want like, I may not have fuck you money, but I want to have fuck you finances, to where I don't have to stress about keeping my roof over my head during these situations, and then having a little bit of acreage to homestead out chickens, even water catchment, and just more stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's my main 2025 goal. And stacking ammo, are like my two focuses for the next year, on top of taking this Red Dawn readiness stuff into the business side of things, and starting to be able to make some business moves on the internet. That way I can make money mobily without having to go anywhere for work, and make my money from the house, and figure out, like, these affiliate deals that I'm getting. I really want to turn those into like dealership relationships, to where I could launch a website and sell their products at make a profit from that. Because if people are already buying them, why not sell the same shit that people are already buying? It's a buy it from Red Dawn, so
Save
that's
everybody a little money. You help them out, they help you out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the goal for me, is be able to make money remotely, keep prepping, stacking, and just try to create some financial freedom. So that way I can spend more time with building out a group, with training, with the homestead. And that's the focus for 2025.
Okay. That was the financial thing was the thing, and the consistency with the four people we had in before was the economy basically goes to shit, and your dollar's roughly 50% what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Hutch. What you think?
My prepping strategy for this coming year is going to be luxury and storage.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm building a little redneck Disneyland, so hopefully we never have to leave for anything. That's going to include solitude. That's going to include, food, hangout spots, and it's also going to include like games and shit like that.
Yeah.
So we're finally to the point to where we can start bringing in a few games, some horseshoes, bocce ball. I'm building the stage now.
Got cornhole over there.
Puppet shows.
That's
Ladder
on the
golf.
list.
Fuck yeah, I love that.
Fucking puppet show stage.
I've actually thought about it. I know, like, it's to the point, like, we got I'm thinking of the future grandkids. They're going to get their own separate play area and all their own little play equipment. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. A lot of holes.
Or
I
you're
got
making a
septic
mini cabin for the grandkids.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, little. It'll probably be 10 by 12, somewhere in that range by the time it's done.
Let me ask you guys a question before we move to whatever question 2 is. But
Okay.
How valuable do you guys think walls are? Like building a wall around your property?
1,000%.
100%.
Yeah.
I've got a wall around my property and I enjoy it.
And a really easy way to do that is if you just, well, I mean, it's costly, but if you do, like you want a fuck you wall, do 20-foot cattle panels, but instead of putting them sideways, do them tall ways, and hook a whole bunch of solar fucking cattle chargers up to them. Because anything touching that shit's backing the fuck up.
Right.
Say
I would say
serious.
it depends on your what your idea of a wall is. Because I automatically, privacy fence is obviously a great thing to have, but I'm a huge fan of a living wall, whether it be some kind of evergreen or something like that, sticker bushes, something like that.
Hedgerow.
Yep.
But that way it's a multi-purpose thing. Because if you go with plants, you can do a multi-purpose. It gives you
I love that.
a windbreak in the winter. It gives you food. Whether there's thousands of options. But
We
yeah,
had my buddy that I have at IRL, who's part of my mag. He goes by R, and he brought me his folks have a homestead in Kansas, and how they separated their property line was hedge apple bushes, which are really thorny,
Yep.
and they also grow pretty straight and really good like fence posts. So you can post up your property that way for free, and the wood burns really hot and long. So whatever you don't turn into
And-
posts, you turn into firewood.
and it helps with soil erosion too, to have a nice line of trees if you want to get into the arborist side of everything, whether it be trees or bushes. But as long as you got a nice little bank of something living there that creates a wall, it keeps your soil intact and stops a lot of soil erosion and wash away and shit like that too.
Yep.
Yeah,
We do a lot of cedars here for snow breaks.
it also gives you, you know, a direct line to defend, you know, to keep, you know, cameras on every corner, every gap, having dogs that can literally patrol that. I worry about having like a bush like that where it's that is it, because my dogs could just take off through it. So like I kind of want something that's solid. I really would prefer like,
Well, it depends on the placement. You can do it to where it's so thick that a rabbit can't even get through that shit.
Right.
I mean, a lot of that's with the age of the plant. Like blueberries that have thorns on them, fucking perfect. Those things will get 8 foot tall, 8 foot wide.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You can't stick your hand more than 3 inches into that bitch.
That sounds like plum thickets out here. Like you can walk 10 feet into one. Like deer can be bedded down in there. You do not know until you walk in there, which is a sick spot for an ambush, by the way. But then you can also make sand plum jelly, which is bomb. It's really good for your bird coverage. So if you want to get like your hunting set up, plum thickets, sunflowers, like out here in the plains, that's a huge thing. Give them cover from hawks, things like that. But tactical bushes, things like that. There's small little orange bushes that are really seedy, but they're thorny. You know, there's blueberries, blackberries, all kinds of berries are thorny. You can strategically put that shit wherever you want.
And that way you're guerrilla gardening while, yeah. That's why I say berries are usually the best because, I mean, in my opinion, because it's the most multi-purpose plant that you can pretty much get for border, drawn out lines, defense, creating habitats, having free food whenever you want it. You know what I mean? Like it's literally 6 things in one just from that one plant. And a lot of things too is depending on how you layer things, you know, depending on your property, of course, you could set it up to different points to where you could have some spots that are thicker and some spots that are thinner. Because a lot of the things, if you notice, if you've ever tried to walk through a briar patch, even a thin one, it's not a quiet process. You know what I mean? Like you're not hiding. You're going to be tangled up and making noise and making yourself obvious. So, you know what I mean? That also gives you a little element of let's make these people let me know they're here kind of thing. You know,
right?
That makes
pretty much if somebody's on my side of that, whatever that line of vegetation may be, open season for the bolt action.
definitely cool.
Hell yeah, that's good.
What's question 2?
Question 2 is a terrorist attack happens, multi-state. The Sean Ryan, the Day of Wrath, the 5 groups of 5 guys or 2 groups of 10 guys simultaneously hit all 50 states. What are you doing? What are you packing? I don't know if you guys have caught on to. I know you've seen the Sean Ryan stuff or Red Dawn, and we've talked about it. And I've done the Day of Wrath audiobook series on my channel. This plan's been around for 20 years, and the last guy's son wants it seen happen in his lifetime. The October 8th, the hang gliding attack was put on by this dude. Those guys went. They had 10,000 soldiers for Syria. They cherry picked 1,000 guys that's supposedly supposed to be here. They have handlers here, equipment, whatever. Yep. They all came legally in the Day of Wrath. They probably have some that come illegally. Multi-state, multi-hit.
See, you know, as much as I love my gunfighting training and the tactical cool guy stuff. I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But these jokers are no joke. They will blow themselves up. Their plan when they do this kind of stuff is to die. They're definitely a an enemy that you cannot take lightly. They are not the blue-haired liberals. You know what I mean? These dudes have been doing this for generations of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you definitely would like to get your group together. If you're dolo, you're going to want to set some traps, fortify, and kind of hold down.
Say you're at work.
If I'm at work, I'm boogieing at home, dual wielding if I have to, ready to clap anything. If there's groups of 5, I mean, see, one of the advantages of being in a high populated area also is that you blend in. So if you're armed to the teeth, but there's a lot of people there, unless they're spraying and praying, and if they are, I will straight up use some stranger as a shield. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I would face them head on and try to kill every single one of them to get to my house. To get back home to my family, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to get back home to my family. That's for damn sure. Okay. But yeah, I mean, once I get there, it's obviously going to be, everything on full alert, full guard, and trying to figure out how to put the team together. I do have I do have a brother down here who's he's bad about it. So
he's in your mag. He's ready to rock.
Yeah, he's biting at the bit for something like that to happen. That guy.
Okay.
But that's the kind of dudes you need.
So for me in this situation, I've increased my everyday carry to I carry a Keltec Sub 2K with soft armor and extra reloads for my EDC, which is at the moment a dagger with a dot and a goon beam. And
I would honestly the Sub 2K is good, but like I would definitely suggest getting a rifle round for sure if you could.
I had an AR pistol at one point until they did all that pistol shit, and then I figured that the Sub 2K is cheap. If it walks off, it walks off.
Yeah, I had,
and then I did it for lightweight, but I have back and a hip injury at the moment, so I try to cut weight really hard.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That thing is like nothing in weight.
Right. Yeah, it's light as fuck.
It's still a good option. It's a great option because you could stretch that thing out to 200 yards pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it at 100, and I don't want to engage past that if I could help it.
Facts. But that's good. I do that same thing. Like I carry more a full size gun now than a micro 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I carry a lot of mags with me. Probably 5 or 6 mags, 20 round mags, stuff like that. And then I sometimes have a 300 blackout, some different things with me as well. So, I normally don't bring armor. I normally only bring 3 rifle mags. But I feel like most situations that's all I need. Like if I'm getting deeper than 90 rounds of rifle ammo, then that's why I have a secondary, and I'm not looking for full scale carrying a plate carrier and all kinds of other stuff. I do think soft armor would be nice. Just put that under your clothes or something. But
that's what I run. If I do security, I wear that. I do that a little bit still on the side, but not much anymore.
Where I'm at, it's just about time of year, because it's like you're going to stand out like a mofo with soft armor on underneath your clothes where I live, because we're not
Florida.
Yeah, it's hot as shit. So it's
right.
Like,
yeah, I can throw a flannel on and nobody sees shit.
Yep. Which I probably could. I could rock a lightweight flannel.
Yep, like a pearl snap.
Yep. But
what you think, Hutch? What's your scenario breaking down like that? If a T attack goes multi-state.
I think we just hunker down at the house. I hardly ever leave, and the wife works less than 10 miles away. We've walked it before, so it, you know what I mean. It's really not that big of a deal.
Okay.
So we're in a position to where we're hunkering down. If we have to bug out and skeet away, we got a place. But for the most part, like, we're not gonna unnecessarily die on this hill. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lose it all on a fucking on a single battle.
Right.
One of those.
Well,
I'm too much of a man to retreat. No, I'm gonna get the fuck away.
But the
I'm
thought
gonna try to
process
keep
is they go
I'm with
for
you on that, Hutch.
like
I
soft
ain't
targets,
making a
you know,
final stand
school
over
or
material
things
things.
like that, right? So if you have like kids, grandkids, you know,
Right.
that's
See,
kind of the thing.
4 years ago, this question would have had a different answer.
Mhm.
But I'm an empty nester now. You know what I mean? My son's a fucking soldier. Like my baby's carries a fucking M4. So
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to look at it now as trying to protect children. Like when I get grandchildren, the answer will probably be different. But at this moment right now, you know what I mean? Everybody I
that's
know,
why I'm asking.
everybody I
Everybody's in a
love
different spot.
is good. Yeah.
Cool.
That's a blessing, bro.
All right, chat. Give me a question for Mac. He's been humbly and patiently waiting with all of us idiots jabbering. Mac, you got something you want to bring to the table? Anything? I feel bad.
I'm just going and listening.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question for Mac. Mac, did you ever go see the Homestead movie?
Hell no.
I haven't either. I haven't sat in a movie theater in over 10 years.
I don't even think it's at a theater up in this area yet.
Oh, is that it came out in theaters? I thought it was like a Netflix thing or something.
I'll probably catch it when it's pirate on one of the pirate movie apps, or it's on DVD or something.
Right.
I wouldn't pay the price to go see it at a theater anyway. It'd cost me fucking, well, my truck ain't even on the road right now, but it'd take $30 in gas just to go to the movies. Fuck all that shit.
Last movie I seen was Batman because I'm a pimp like that, and I love me some Batman.
I can't remember the last fucking movie I went and saw.
The last movie I saw was the last Star Wars. That was the worst movie I've ever
Oh
seen.
my god, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Fucking horrible last movie.
Yeah, I love me some Star Wars, but that trilogy did it dirty.
That just killed it. It's
Yeah,
over.
it's really bad. They're continuing it.
No
yeah,
thanks.
Disney's fucked. Disney's
No,
fucked it up.
in Kansas City, they had it's over in Raytown. There's a dollar movie theater that played like 20-year-old movies. I think that was the last time I ever went to a movie, and that was probably 15 years ago.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ain't no good movies anymore anyways. They just remake the old ones. Justin B said he's surrounded by soft targets. He has come up with so many plans. That sucks, man, because, like, if you guys haven't, you need to go check out that book. You can listen to it on YouTube in like 6 or 8 hours, The Day of Wrath, by the same dude who wrote 1 Second After. It's a book that came out about 20 years
the
ago.
school plot? Is that
Yeah.
20 different schools or something like that?
Yeah, a school in every state. And then they set up at a smaller interstate intersection with all like the EMS and first responders and the parents trying to get there, and they just gunned down everybody in the cars. So 2 events, 2 spots, 10 guys. 6 it's 4 guys at the schools / daycares, and they're like cutting kids' throats, raping them, killing them all. It's like the Russia thing that happened at a school. They bring all the kids on the roof, they rape them, they kill them on camera, and they kill all the males in the school, so they have no fucking opposition, right? Nobody's making it out.
What's sad is I actually can see that as a practical reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We get 1,000, 1,500 guys here that just got out of 2 active fucking war zones and have been training shit. Most everyday carrying gray men, dude, with your Glock 19 ain't gonna go against 4 dudes with full auto AKs and comms.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why, like, I really want to make money remotely, and I don't want bills because I don't want to send my kids to any school, not ever. I'm keeping them at home, and we're going to homeschool and hopefully find a good co-op where the parents can get together and all teach the kids and they can socialize and things like that.
Homeschooling's the future, man. I'm telling you.
They have like homeschooling pods here I've been really looking into where like you can still play high school sports and stuff. So like they can still go play football, wrestling and all that, but like they're just not.
It is so worth it. Everybody makes a big deal out of it. Like it's, oh my God, I got to spend so much. No, you can literally have everything done in 45 minutes.
Right. Like 2 hours of school at home and then you got your kids with you. That's why I hated school. I fucking hated high school. I loved college because I was actually learning shit I gave a shit about. Fucking hated high school because it was so dumbed down to everybody else. And I'm not saying I'm a fucking genius, but I fucking hated high school because it was so stupid.
Yeah.
I sleep in math class, and the dude's like, "All right, come fucking solve this deal." I walk up, solve the problem. He's like, "Well, how'd you do that while you were sleeping for the last hour?" I'm like, "Because I'm not fucking retarded. I'm sorry,
See,
everybody
that's
else
the,
in here
the
is."
biggest argument. Like even the wife was like, "Well, if we take him out of school, he's gonna miss that social bonding and all that." I was like, "This shit is new. Since the beginning of ever, these fucking kids have been at home with their parents until they moved out. This socializing shit is new." I was like, if anything, the stress of being around all these personalities, all this judgment, is making them stupid because they're not going to take the time to actually learn because they're worried about what other people think of them. What are they wearing? What, you know what I mean? All this, it's
bullshit.
Unnecessary shit.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You don't socialize as much as you just fuck around. It's not like
Right.
you actually are. See, when socialization takes place, it needs to be in a natural environment, not some like government. It's like being in a fake world and saying
Yeah,
you're
I'd rather
socializing.
6
like,
kids go out and pull weeds in the garden and bullshit for an hour.
Exactly.
Yep.
Forced tolerance breeds hate. If you're forced to be around a whole bunch of pieces of shits all day, you're just going to be a grumpy piece of shit yourself by the time you get grown, because that's going to be your
Well,
perception.
And the modern day, schooling system is to set you up to be a factory worker, right? You know, they have the bells, they have the this, that, everybody migrating this way, and that's what it was for, to create dumb laborers.
Right. That's your first introduction to actual outside authority in the real world. And they just show you that they don't give two fucks about you, meaning teachers and the school boards and you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's all they're doing is showing them, hey, you're not worth shit. You're just here to get pushed through the system. Why would you want to learn from somebody like that? You know what I mean?
I honestly think that they have built the society around females to disenfranchise males. Like, females want attention, men don't. We want projects. We want tasks.
Yeah, I want to do shit.
And yeah, inherently, like in our nature, men don't want just attention. Like, culturally, I think that has been shaped more to where like modern dudes do want attention. But overall, the nature of men versus women is women need this affirmation constantly, where men, they get fulfillment from watching their hands create things.
It's the level of attention that man gets nowadays is what's regressed. It's to the level to where it's female. Oh, look at me because I'm pretty. You back in the day, hey, I sacked the city, or you know what I mean. I saved
Linchpin said he could fix her.
You know what I mean?
That's funny. Sorry.
He said he could fix her.
Yeah. That's funny. I got my Nezumi chest rig finally. By the way, I got a video coming on it.
Nice.
I finally, it got like delivered to some town like an hour away, and the post office finally got it for me. It took like a couple, 2-3 weeks, but I got it sitting behind me now. I got the video coming. I swear.
It's a good rig, man. It really is a nice rig.
Yeah, I dig it. I don't know, man. I get like set in my ways with things at work, and I really like my tap system that's modded. I got the H harness and then just like the tabs on it, and I cut all the flaps and shit off, and it's comfortable. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I like the fact that it can carry more mags. I really like that.
Yeah, I got the Traps rig, the one I just dropped the review on a little bit ago.
T-Rex one.
Bro, I love that thing.
Dude, I am never ever spending that much money on a fucking chest rig. It's sorry.
Not that much.
I paid $90 for my Marine Corps tap system, and then $40 and modding it out. But you can get them cheaper than that.
I think I paid $120 and then probably modding it out. I had most of the pouches already. I think I bought 3 pouches to go on it, so I probably might have spent another $60. But I do everything in increments. Like, I don't ever am like, here's all my money. I do that paying for fucking option. I do like buy one thing, wait 6 weeks, buy one more little pouch for $30. Like, I never am like forking out that kind of money. Never.
Right. That's the way to go. Yeah, Luffley gave his away. He's got a Helicon that he liked, but he gave his away to a member of his probably potential mag who didn't have a chest rig. That's why I like the price on it. So you could kit out like 10 dudes the same way.
There's a rig from Helicon Techs that is almost identical to what I built with the T-Rex one, where it has It has all the mag pouches close to the chest. Then it has flap pouches in front of that and 2 GP pouches. It's a more expensive one from Helicon, but it's super sick. I just honestly, after all the training and wargaming and all the scenarios, I don't know if you'll ever need to carry that much shit all at once.
I hope
Yeah, probably not.
I really don't think so. I think a micro chest rig and your rifle and a pistol belt will get most.
What is the minimum loadout you think would be effective?
6 mags.
Dude, for me, honestly, my pistol loadout, I have 3 mags for my pistol and 2 for the rifle and 1 in the gun. If you're out in your tactical Amish homesteading, like pretty much where I'm at.
How many Muffin Tops? Say it again.
I got 3 mags. 3 mags for my pistol, 3 mags for my rifle. Just the belt kit. Because guess what? I'm going to be out cutting fucking wood. I'm going to be out in the garden. I'm going to be out with chickens. I'm going to be out with the goats. I'm going to be out with the cows.
Yep.
If I have 8 cornfields around me and 8 families all doing the same thing, we're probably fucking fine.
Right.
Honestly, I'll probably go to my bolt action before I go to my fucking AR where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a 60 round drum in my gun and probably 4 mags on top of that. 60 round, because then I can
Lynchpin, you can dump the 3 mags in like 6 seconds. You shouldn't be in an area where you have to dump that. That's what I'm saying is you should be out like where fucking Hutch is at. That should be everybody's goal, is to be, that's your bug out location, is to not fucking ever have to do that.
Well,
the one goal I have for battle is always have the high ground. I will never be the tip of the spear. I'm that motherfucker in the tree popping, you know.
Yeah, I want an AR-10 just sitting there popping chest shots.
I think a good thing to have if you have a homestead is like a fortified shooting area, like one of those underground where all you have is that little window that you shoot out from, and everything else is like bulletproof besides like obviously taking like 50 cal rounds and stuff. But
Right.
you don't necessarily, sometimes the high ground. So if you're one dude on the high ground, but you're facing 7 combatants on the low ground, someone's going to clap you. Like it's just a numbers game.
That's when the living wall comes into play.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But like if you ever had to like defend against multiple combatants coming at you, you definitely want some type of cover.
Lynchpin said accuracy by volume, son. Yeah, I dig it. Lawfully Arms said minimum hard cock and a big rock. I like that. No, but it really just depends on where you're at and your location. Like at the end of the day, it's location. If you're in fucking Miami, Florida, it's probably going to be a bad fucking time, man. You're going to need to be running out full battle rattle, full kit. Like driving out, you're going to have to be shooting motherfuckers to get out, right?
Oh, you don't want to be there. Fuck out of Miami, bro.
You don't want to be there, man.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you're in an area like that, low vis is what you're looking for. You're looking for, how can I carry a full size pistol with as many pistol rounds as possible, and if I have to grab something out of the car, how can I have something compact, like a short rifle, short barrels, or pieces.
I think it comes down more to your intention. Do you plan on fighting, or do you plan on trying to get the fuck away? Because at a certain point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends. Like if I see some dude with an AK going in and I'm right behind him in my son's daycare, that motherfucker's getting mag dumped. Like just saying. I'm planning on armor. The motherfucker's getting pelvic girdled. I'm going prone and shooting him in the dick.
I'm shooting I'm not shooting that bitch until I run out of rounds. And then I'm reloading and looking for the next person that he's working with.
Right.
But just like you, technically it's open carry, so it's one of those you can't do shit until they do shit type situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard to say, you know.
I think open carry is stupid as fuck.
We can do it here. I would rather conceal carry after working in the security area, because cops and everybody's security, and then bad guys are all looking at you. Like you just put a bullseye on your back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just and you're creating like an uneasy situation where it's like if everyone's concealed, then you know the first jackass who pulls his shit out in public is the one that everyone needs to turn around and clap, you know?
Right, right.
Like a strobe light in the middle of the store. Like it just stands out. You're like, oh, look at this dude with fucking 6 inches of hardware sticking off his hip. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it makes you an instant, oh, I
You're
see
walking
you.
through Walmart and they got the Uncle Mike's holster on with whatever. I'm like, oh, you dumb bitch. Come on.
See, I don't even mind open carry pistols as much as I mind like people carrying rifles open carry or AR pistols or AK, whatever it is. It's like a pistol is like, okay, he still has to draw that motherfucker. But if you're able to sling carry like a rifle style weapon, all you gotta it could be loaded. All you gotta do is flick the safety off, and next thing you could drop 30 rounds in less than 5 seconds. You know what I mean? And that's
See, like I appreciate the freedom of being able to carry a long gun with
for
you,
sure.
but I think societal common sense should kick in to be like, if I can't wear this while I'm driving my car, then I shouldn't put it on to go into Walmart or the gas station or Costco or whatever. You know what I mean? One of those kind of things.
I agree with that.
Because it's like at certain points it's just fucking obnoxious as shit, and you're creating more division than you are fucking bringing people together. This, you know what I mean? This right that you're fighting for, you're chasing people away from it by being a fucking dick. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Lawfully is right. You can sew outside the waistband carry and carry concealed, but just throw a shirt over it. And if you I want to go up. Fiend Dog said open carry is more comfortable though. I'm a tactical muffin top. I'm a dude with a big ass fat roll. I can carry a Glock 34 with a light and a dot if I want to. I carry a 19 with a dot and a light inside the waistband. It's comfortable. It's a lifestyle choice. Once you do it and get it figured out, and you get the right holster in the belt, you can't feel it. You know, you got to get the right holster and the right belt that fits your body, and after that, it's comfortable.
Because that bitch might be 69 next year.
Well, they had it when I bought it.
Streebog, yeah, hell yeah. I'm a fan of the
your quad pay. Can you 8 pay that? It's $12 if you 8 pay it.
There you go.
Over 200.
Try going on base. Tell the base security you're waiting to shop for surplus.
Aren't you getting diapers and some other shit?
Yeah, that's a different thing. I worked at a base and we had guys that had coyote rifles and their deer rifles
just
in the
at
truck.
200.
Were they
so you have
supposed to be
100
on base?
of
No.
the two.
Is the guy that's there every fucking
That
day
includes
working
taxes,
on Humvees or
'cause
some
it's- that's
shit
your
gonna
total.
go fucking ballistic with a bull tax?
So you
No,
can
I
spend
mean,
Red, are you
under
talking to us or are you talking to your old lady?
he's talking to his old lady.
Am I not muted?
No,
No, you're not.
Really? Right now you can hear me now?
Yeah, that's why we're responding to your questions. Yes.
Oh shit.
8 pay that bitch $12. We heard you.
Yeah, dog. You see how we roll around here, bro. You just got a quick glimpse into how we're rolling. So on my microphone, there's a mute button on my mic. Like I don't have to hit it on the screen. On StreamYard, on YouTube, it all works. But apparently on here, y'all just
Sorry, bro. It's free. What do you want from me?
I don't know. Next time I'll hit the screen. My bad, y'all. We're talking about getting a couple little space heaters because this 20-degree bullshit that we're getting.
Wherever they live, it's gonna be like -30.
I just got kicked out of my own chat. What kind of bullshit is that?
Everywhere else, it's -40.
Jimmy and Don said he thought he was just hearing shit. No, you could.
All right, G17 3 mags. I honestly think the full size Glock is by far the best thing that you can carry ever.
Yeah, I like it. I like the 19, so you can run pretty much every Glock mag that you're going to run into. Justin B.
The only semi-automatic that I like is a good old-fashioned 1911. Other than that, give me a fucking revolver.
See, this is how I'm gonna.
That's where I'm at, Hud.
I'm gonna turn y'all into Glock lovers because this is what's so good about the Glock. It's always gonna go bang, so that's what you can count on for that. But because the magazines are made of plastic, you can have a 20-round magazine and a full-size gun, and it's still super light, like super light. Where
Don't care. My son's got 1,000 fucking Glocks, 19, 21, 27. I don't like none of them bitches. I'd rather have a high point.
Is
That's
it
right.
because you shoot pointing with your forefinger, or do you need to shoot with your thumb for a Glock?
Now he does the teacup.
The teacup.
He holds that bitch with the teacup.
Most people that like to shoot 1911s hate shooting Glocks because, but if you like
It's a
revolver,
different
you should
grip.
like I started on a revolver. Most people that start on revolvers typically like a Glock because you shoot the same way with your thumb.
I want that that Taurus. It's not a Judge, but I think it's the Survivorman or some shit like that. But it's so fucking pretty.
Which one is it, Hutch?
It's got like the flat barrel. It's got like an 8-inch barrel. Fucking it's the brush steel.
It's a revolver.
It's got the red stripe down the down the
Oh, the Raging Bull.
Yeah, that fucking thing. That is so fucking pretty.
There's a Smith & Wesson revolver that holds 8 shots of 350.
Oh man, Buttwrinkle said Glock's hard. No man, Glock is the way. It's Glock or nothing.
Strybog is very nice as well. The Strybog. The reason I like Glock mags is because they're so light. Like I'm telling you, if you take a metal mag of the same amount of round count, the weight of it is totally different than the plastic mag. It's crazy.
Justin B, I'm doing curls for your donation on Rumble. I appreciate that. He dropped in $10. I do 10 reps, $1. So it's good to help me lose my tits. Thank you, sir.
Right? Like I started out on like a little snub-nose 38 special and just worked up. Eventually I got all the way up to the my cousin had the Dirty Harry 357 with the fucking long ass barrel. My earplug fell out right as I fucking cocked the hammer back. I couldn't hear shit for 4 fucking days. Boy, that thing was a beast. The only thing I haven't, there's a 50 cal. Y'all seen that 50 cal that's out now?
It's a pistol.
Yeah, that's a revolver.
Yeah, the Judge.
I don't know if it's a Judge or not.
I don't think I've
See,
seen
I'm not a gun person. I just, you know what I mean? I like a few things.
Right. So I
Well,
don't want to open up wounds because it's been a big thing on my channel talking to a revolver carry guy and then the people that carry just like the little Ruger LCP, like a pocket pistol with no extra mags or anything. But I like a mag-fed weapon minimum.
Well, I
'Cause you
think
can
what
always-
it comes down to is carrying equivalent to your enemies, right? Like if there's a jackass out there who's going to cause harm, most likely he probably has a Glock candy bar stick with 33 rounds in it, and maybe even a Glock switch, which hopefully he doesn't connect on any of those, and he's out of bullets in 2 seconds. But the multiple combatants thing and thinking about multiple combatants and people with other high round counts, it's like I feel like you want at least 40 to 50 rounds on you, kind of thing.
But in theory, you could technically do that with a revolver if you got one of those quick reloads on the belt. You could easily have a entire belt that's looped
Yeah.
with ready.
My
to go
buddy
fucking
R, he
field.
carries a Kimber K6 with 2 speed reloaders with the cylinder speed reloaders.
All right.
That's his most comfortable gun. It's the one that's on him the most because it's the most comfortable for him to carry.
Don't have
Cool
to
with it.
police your brass. You're not gonna jam. You know what I mean?
That's right, lawfully armed. It's the Smith
Yeah.
& Wesson 500 is that 8-shot.
Thing makes an excellent fucking club. I can tell you that.
In the old school circles, the wheel gun was one of the highly recommended because in a total breakdown of society where there wouldn't be parts and stuff, the revolver is a whole lot easier to fix than a automatic pistol.
But see,
Right.
that's why Glocks are so like
They're everywhere.
there's literally more Glock parts
Well-
than there are Hondas on the road.
Yeah,
This
but how
is
many
all-
people know how to use those and take care of them? How long before those parts go bad and get damaged? You know what
Slap
I mean?
another slide on it and keep running.
Dude, Glocks can run like 20 to 30,000 rounds without needing maintenance. It's crazy.
I mean, we're talking Mad Max times, though, right?
Yeah, I'm taking a Glock for sure, Mad Max.
There's no better gun than you could have by your side than a Glock. We've covered this a lot on my channel, but
Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree, sir.
So I also have
completely
revolvers and
agree to
stuff.
disagree.
But
Like what the dude said a minute ago, we can all agree that shotguns is a must for everybody.
pump action shotgun, 100%. And I
Yeah.
got my Golden 5
Even
firearms.
fucking Joe Biden will agree with us on this.
And Joe Biden doesn't agree with what fucking ice cream he's eating this night. He's retarded.
He still knows pump action shotguns are a good thing.
Two blast out your balcony. We don't have balconies, Joe. What the fuck? We're poor people. Yeah. But you know that is a very contested thing in the prepping/gun community. But you know what? Stack what you're going to stack and carry what the fuck you're going to carry. I'd rather you carry something than nothing.
I mean, in a
That's where
perfect
I'm at.
world, in a perfect world, it'd be nice to have a revolver and a semi-automatic. That way, you just got redundancy. You know?
I agree.
I would like something either like a revolver or one of those like pocket carry 380s for my ankle.
Yeah. I like a pocket carry and if you had a 1911, a Beretta, a revolver of your choice, and a Glock, you hit everything because you're always going to find mags. You're always going to find parts for all that shit.
Little Derringer, little prostitute gun.
Little keister carry.
There's a new the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. It holds like 10 rounds of 380, and it's probably a half a pound.
That thing has a great trigger on it. I love that little thing. I
Oh,
shot it.
that thing is so sweet.
The
It's
first
so
Bodyguard is a
smooth and
piece of
flat.
shit.
Yeah, the first Bodyguard, they can have that shit.
You talking about Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston? That Bodyguard?
No.
Bodyguard.
That's a good chat, guys. We're gonna go ahead and run through whatever the fuck. LCP Max. I like the Glock 43X. If you're gonna run single stack, I don't mind the Glock 43 either. Just with extensions.
I don't even mind the Glock 42.
Yeah. Bodyguard's good. LCP Max. LCP Max is pretty good.
It is a good gun. The LCP Max is probably my second. It was probably the best 380 until they came out with that Bodyguard 2.0.
The old cars. Those are good little guns.
Yeah, the cars are decent. When you said old car, man, I want an old car with no electronics in that bitch at all.
Yep. I got a 63 Chrysler 300 or a 67 Chrysler 300. It's a big ass boat sitting in the garage. And then I got a single cab 1980 Scottsdale that needs to be rewired now because the mice ate it. But
That's awesome.
hell yeah. I'm done buying new cars. I'm only buying old ones.
Yep.
I want like a 1975 like crew cab Chevy Blazer would be fucking sick.
So if you're gonna end the show, I do got one more question for you.
Let's do it.
For everybody on the panel. How excited are you for the day that you could take your cell phone and throw that bitch into the river?
10 out of 10.
Me too.
Yeah, I'd be all right with it.
Then I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys.
Lawfully, you're just gonna have to move closer, baby. I gotta tell
Move
you, I was
closer.
trying to go to bed at like 11 o'clock, and I stayed up till 12:30 watching your shit last night, Red Dawn. Y'all's freaking chat got a little spicy and crazy, bro. And I get points on both sides. I'm not gonna rehash that, but I think at the end of the day, if it's a singular guy versus a community of 20 people that know what they're doing halfway ass, I'm taking the one with 20 people that has a community.
That's my whole point in the thing is just what is best is not just about the quality of the thing, but what is best may be different per each person,
right?
you know, like in their situation.
Right. And I live by the Golden 5 firearms where it's a bolt for my area. PCC, if you live in a city, I could swap. It's a pump action shotgun. It's a Ruger 1022 or a 22. It's your EDC pistol, one that you're going to have on you every day. Your modern dagger, and then it's your tyrannical firearm. It's your AR, your AK. For me, it's the AR. You have all 5 of those, and you can point a barrel north, south, east, west, and you have 4 families that can do the same exact thing. You're probably fine. if you have 16 barrels pointed north, south, east, west, you're probably fucking fine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it. But any closing statements from the panel? We've been going for a couple hours here. 2.5 hours. That's a good chat. Make sure you guys like, share, sub to Hutch, Maccabeus, Red Dawn, and Lawfully Armed when he gets his channel started after I hit 1,000. I think is where we're at. Lawfully Armed's a good dude. Make
Never
sure you guys
forget.
hit up Duke Liberty.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Right.
Did he? Didn't either, but he's about to.
Appreciate all you
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Thanks for being a part of this this whole thing of just working through a lot of this stuff. Honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to like bounce off as many different scenarios and get all your guys' opinions. So Hutch, Mac, Tactical Muffin Top, honestly, everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody's input and all the time that we spend together, man. I hope you guys have a great New Year's and a great year coming up, no matter what happens.
Hell yeah, man. Well said, Red Dawn.
Y'all have a good one. Happy New
Had to
Year.
go and make it all emotional and shit.
Yeah.
Was that a
Yeah. I'm
No.
feeling pretty sappy on my skin now.
It's all good, man. Like we all from different walks of life, different states, even we can all hop on here and still input, good critical think session. We can all bring our walks of life and what we do to the table and have a different outlook, a different perspective, and maybe get a different gear turned in somebody's brain who's listening. That's the whole point of this, dude, is to help everybody we can.
Right.
Not one person has it all right. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's cool, man. Community is super important, y'all. Have a good one. Deuces.